going on? It's your dog Art Man Boxing, and we're back with another boxing conversation. Dude, so much shit we can talk about today with boxing, dude. First of all, shout out to Showtime and Steven Espinosa for making that crazy good schedule. And shout out to my dog, Al Heyman, Uncle Al. Shout out to you for putting fights in my home motherfucking state of Minnesota and Minneapolis, man, at the Armory. We got fucking Tim Tszyu versus Terrell Gasha. And then we got motherfucking Fulton Jr. versus Roman in Minneapolis. And niggas is like, oh, why is the fight in Minnesota, man? Them dudes mad as hell. I'm gonna be posted up at that fight, enjoying myself, enjoying all the fights, man, right here in good old Minnesota. But what's up, man? Shout out to my dude, Remy. What's going on?
Yo, it's good, bro.
Shit, man. Like, so much shit's going on in boxing right now. It's like, I mean,
Man, there's been a lot of annoying shit happening today.
So much is not happening right now. That's why people get upset. Well,
it's really ridiculous. All the people, all the like Golden Boy dick riders are like really trying their hardest to trash that PBC schedule. Like, how can you try to say, like, people are trying to focus on that Jamal Charlo fight so fucking hard. Like, no, and I Selecki not trash to me. He not trash, you know what I'm saying?
He's not trash, but they're trying to use our speaking point against us when we say that Canelo's fighting Euro guys.
Yeah.
So that's what they're trying to say. Oh, well, look at this, look at that. But that shit right now, if you're doing that, to me, that makes you look like a bitch to me, to be honest.
And it makes you look stupid.
Because you know for what happened. You know why we're here. You know how we got here. It's not like they making it seem like Charlo was like, all right, I'm about to pick Selesky out of everybody. Fuck it. This is who I'm rolling with. Nah,
that's all who was left.
That was all who's left around that weight class that could take a fight on that type of notice.
Hey, look, I wanted to say something to you. You said something earlier that made me think about this. Oh, yeah, when you had already said you thought Canelo B-Ball was going to get canceled. Right? Yeah. You said that the other day. Man, think about it. What if they knew that? What if they knew that fight never was going to happen and they just wanted everybody to pick their fights, bro? Did that cross your mind?
Nah,
hey, Canelo be playing like that.
I don't know if they want to put themselves in a financial situation like that where.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, because I don't feel like nobody should have been. I don't know, any Russian fighter and Ukrainian fighter. It didn't seem like nobody was setting nothing in stone, but but B-Ball does. You know, who else from the Ukraine and Russia had fights set up, bro?
I don't know.
Better Biev has right. The Better Biev unification is allegedly still on. Ain't nobody cut that shit off yet.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But there was I don't know if y'all seen that post. Did y'all see that post today? Somebody said something to the effect that the owner of the T-Mobile Arena basically said, like, don't be expecting that goddamn pre-sale on Friday.
Damn. They about to try to cut the bread off.
Mike Coppinger came out and said, no, that's false. Don't believe that. But then again, it's like, I don't know, man. Why is news like that even coming out?
If those motherfuckers gonna scrap, they might as well get all the bread they can off it. Ain't no point in you gonna try to limit the amount of money they can get, and they gonna fight regardless. So everybody might as well get paid if that's what we're doing.
My thing is, I feel like
they're trying to take the belt.
Somebody's gonna step down and big brother them, where it's not just Canelo Alvarez and Golden Boys. I mean, not Golden Boy, the Zone's decision. I'm saying, like, you see how everybody's in unison right now. All these companies saying they're not rocking with Russia. I don't know, man. You never know. MGM might have to. They might say something. They might say, "Yo, I don't know. My hands kind of full." Biden talk about,
It's just hard. It's just hard because whichever venue says fuck the fight is gonna feel stupid if another venue just pick up the fight and get the bread they was gonna get regardless. So it's like, yeah, it's a fucked up situation. But I'll tell you this: if the sanctioning body caves and there's no belt involved, that fight ain't gonna happen.
That shit gonna be stupid. That's what I was just about to say. Are they taking the belt out the equation?
Because ain't no way I'm Canelo and I'm scrapping this motherfucker for no belt. ain't no way. That's bullshit.
Nothing but a check.
I mean, well, the bread gonna be there regardless. He could have got the same check off Macaboody. That was whatever. But like, if there's like no belt involved, I'm like, yeah, skip.
I really hope that Macaboo fight don't happen.
Shit, it might if he get bored.
Or Ryder, man, I'm telling you, that's that third fight, Ryder.
Oh my god, if they fucking fight Ryder, my god,
he's gonna try to
like,
bust that shit out like a surprise.
Knocking out Triple G, and look at Triple G and who he was. You see,
Jesus Christ.
He deserves to take a break in John Ryder.
And also, let me put this out there. So I said off top, ain't no motherfucking way Munguia was fighting Charlo. I don't care what news was announced. This is off top. First of all, the man has been ducking for the better part of a year. This is already known. I don't know why it took the public so long to catch on to this bullshit. Second of all, he almost killed over his last weigh-in. Ain't no way all of a sudden Charlo on the table, especially when both of them motherfuckers was talking about going up in weight, Charlo and Andrade. So ain't no way all of a sudden, oh yeah, we'd love to fight Charlo. Nah, that's cap. It was never gonna fucking happen. There was nothing in that contract in which they were gonna be okay with. And personally, I think Munguia is cool with his management guiding him in whatever direction, especially away from Charlo and Andrade.
Yep.
So that's some straight bullshit. And the Virgil Ortiz Jr. situation don't shock me at all. He's missed weight multiple times.
What is he gonna do at 54?
He can fight some people at 54.
But who though? And relevant though.
Well, as far as certified, the certifieds are busy. Everybody trying to get Jermell Charlo scout. He got mandatory.
Virgil Ortiz versus Jermell Charlo.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I think Javante Clark could give him a tough ass fight.
Nah, Virgil Ortiz Jr. versus Charles Conwell.
Bro, hell no.
That's the one who knocked out Day, huh?
Bro, if they were trying to put him in a guy who forgot with 2 motherfucking KOs, what makes you think they're gonna put him in a ring with somebody who killed somebody?
I mean, because after 147,
what you doing over there?
After 147, the field is kind of stacked. Ain't got that many fucking options. Like I said, all the certifieds are busy. Fucking Conwell signed with Probellum just like McKinson. It all makes too much sense.
I hate hearing that name, Probellum.
Hey, it is what it is.
Daniel Kinahan.
Yeah, yeah. So I figured Conwell, if he ain't gonna get no top shelf smoke, Virgil bring his ass up to 154. Why not? What the fuck else you doing? Y'all both ain't got no belt. Y'all both ain't got shit to do.
Man, if he fight any champs, he gonna get his ass smoked.
Yeah, I know.
Castaño or Charlo.
Shit, yeah, they just big. I know Charlo would fuck his shit all the way up.
Man, before we dive into Golden Boy and all that bullshit, what y'all think about these cards, these fights coming up, man? Let's talk about it.
Showtimes, PBCs.
Yeah, I think first off,
ain't no PBC on Fox fights. I ain't see.
First off, I told you that if they put Ray Vargas in there with Maxio coming off that belt, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. Ray Vargas gonna embarrass that man. It's not that this shit's gonna be Ray Vargas is gonna whoop his ass. That's it.
You can tell Maxio won his belt in a sleazy way because nobody even giving him the props of being a proper champion.
Because they don't think he's gonna win his first defense.
And they ain't even really on that. They just like,
That shit was about Gary Russell not having the belt anymore.
That's exactly what it is.
They hated his ass for whatever reason.
They hated Andre Ward. They hated Adonis Stevenson. They hated motherfucking Gary Russell.
Stevenson career was kind of weird though.
He was consistently matched tough. He ain't have no rest toward the end of his career. Fucking 40 fighting motherfuckers like Wojcik or whatever.
Hey man, yeah, that fight was crazy.
And then after that shit, the Ukraine dudes was in the locker room basically cutting his picture off the belt.
Yeah, that's Yeah, the Selecki. I don't like how people are cooking Charlo over the Selecki fight as if Munguia didn't just puss out publicly. And I don't care about they always try to find some abstract business reason to excite the lames on Twitter, so those broke motherfuckers can try to break some shit down and justify the shit. It's a duck. He's been ducking. He got
my bad, D-Hop.
no. Go
My
ahead.
bad.
Go ahead.
What I know, bro, wasn't saying that we owed him for a Wilder bet on that post. You know what I'm talking about? Polo,
yeah, I know you talk about.
Oh, okay. Was he talking to you or me?
No, he tried to talk about me because apparently they think I owe somebody from the
burn
Wilder
him,
Fury
burn
fight.
him, fuck him, burn him.
I'm like, yo, can you tag the person I owe? And I told the dude, I said, let's play a game, let's play a challenge. You post somebody that I owe, and I post somebody who just bought something from my store. Motherfucker. Badass. Niggas be bad as hell. But
no, I would have burned anybody on that. If I would have bet on that Fury Wilder, I would have burned anybody. I wouldn't care.
I bet.
Especially some lames on Twitter.
I went to the MGM and betted on that shit, man. Sometimes in life, you got to take motherfucking risk. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Scare money don't make no money. The zone
No
don't
cap,
even follow that model.
I felt like Fury had after I just unpacked that whole situation, and I want us to get back to talking about Golden Boy like you were saying, but unpack that whole situation, bro. It don't seem like America wanted Fury to win that fight. Like that shit gave me Jack Johnson. What was that guy? Jeffrey.
I'm gonna keep it 100. Even people in the crowd that was pro Fury, you could feel the eerie in the building because they're like, yeah, Fury won, but damn, it kind of would have been exciting if Wilder would have won.
But the thing is,
I'm telling you, when Wilder knocked him down, I'm talking about the whole venue got up. But when Fury knocked Wilder out, it was just like everybody's just like, whatever. Yeah,
it's not that America didn't want Fury to win. It's just that they had no faith in him. They wanted Fury to win with all their heart. They just had zero faith. They were like, man, we know Wilder got cheated after all the bullshit he went through. He looks buff. He's wearing his MX gloves. He got some improved moves. Oh shit, this might be a wrap on Fury. And they had no faith in Fury to win. But when he came and pulled it out, they were like, oh, thank God he won. So they wanted him to win. They just didn't believe in him.
They don't even deny the long count in that fight. They just say, well, it's Wilder's fault because he should have went to the proper corner.
Even though it was Russell Moore that snatched him away from going to the proper corner and then redirected him, wasting time as opposed to just counting.
And that shit did not look like he had to do that at all.
It was a setup. You know how I know it's a setup? Because I've never seen in a fight where they show little mini documentaries about long counts in boxing and then administer a long count in the very fight that they're promoting.
Putting it in your head.
Put it in your... Trust me, dude. I read a lot of books when it comes to marketing and stuff like that. Reading a good book right now by the guy who created Fubu, Power of Broke. But there's certain marketing tactics that you can do to sway the public. So them putting in our minds already that this is just a part of the game, long counts. It makes you think, no, never mind when you actually see the shit in real time, because it's just a part of the game. When reality, it's not supposed to be a part of the game. That shit is fucked up. It's corrupt. It's crooked.
Just like PEDs is starting to become okay now.
PEDs it's starting to become okay because think about it. This nigga Valdez signed up for VADA testing. It's in his contract. He gets popped by VADA. They still let him fight. And then he's telling us today, oh man, I felt bad when people called me a ped cheat and this and that.
His excuse was, I work hard. Nigga, what the fuck do that mean? Everybody work hard.
Sound like a stupid bitch.
And Ray Vargas
on probation said, oh yeah, man, I don't know how this week got my system, but I just be working hard as fuck. Keep it honey.
Ray Vargas tested positive for that shit too. So Maxio, his ass better be careful, even though he look like he might be on something as well.
It probably ain't gonna be no drug testing in the fight either. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
If it comes and get it.
If they don't, Ray Vargas probably gonna whoop his ass. I mean, Ray Vargas probably gonna whoop his ass anyway, just because he does everything better than Maxio. Aside from one random punch, I don't know what Maxio's gonna do. He's just gonna get beat up. No. I'm not sure where he is in the rankings.
I wouldn't be surprised
Uh,
that nigga to like number 8.
Yeah.
Garros Jr. is currently ranked number 2, right behind Ray Vargas. So technically, if Ray Vargas were to win, Gary Russell. I mean, if Maxio, well, yeah, if Ray Vargas were to win, then Gary Russell Jr. would be next. But it's time for him to move up. He's been down there too long. He needs fucking surgery. He needs to be in an operating room somewhere.
Somebody, Mike says, is there ever a time when you're not complaining, Art Man, run for office or something? Keep it boxing. And look, check this out. When it comes to boxing, it's not excluded from the world. I hope y'all understand that. Like, I don't. What is this? People feel like, oh, well, when it comes to boxing, everything's just boxing. There's no politics. There's no racism. There's no corruption.
It's
Come on,
shut
man.
up, bro. You know that shit. If you don't, you need to just stop.
Kinahan is a whole narco terrorist. Do you go to that motherfucker's YouTube channel and tell him to keep it boxing? Shut the fuck up and get some business.
Hey, D-Hop, it's a whistleblower account about that nigga, bro. I've been retweeting him. Bro, he's exposing all types of shit about how Kenneth, bro. He's had shootouts at his weigh-ins and shit, bro.
The entire BBC did like a first 48 on his ass.
I seen that.
Yeah. I seen that shit.
It was so crazy. Look, it was so crazy. My dude from the UK, it was early in the morning, dude. Super early. And my dude from the UK sent me a message. Nigga, I woke up and looked at that shit. It was just a little trailer about a guy in boxing, and he's fucking involved with Tyson Fury. He doing all this shooting. Niggas getting shot at, bodies dropping, you know what I'm saying? Fighters on pads, nigga making niggas disappear. Man, look, when I thought Tyson Fury cheated, that fucking confirmed it. It automatically confirmed it. I'm going to keep it 100.
It was rap after that.
Like, because it was that element of, well, you know, how can this really, you know, how can this go down? Like, and then you see the people that Tyson Fury's involved with, and you see that, bro, you like, what? Spike water gloves, that ain't nothing compared to the shit these niggas do.
Dude is a whole murderer, and he trying to tell us to keep it fucking boxing. Tell him to keep it boxing and stop killing people.
And then this is what I understand. We're Americans. We're home. Look at, we live in a country where, we know the history. We don't have to have a civics fucking, convo. We know the fucking history of this country. So we know corruption. So you can't sit here and tell us like, nah, don't think of that. Ain't no way. Nah, bro. You can't fool Americans to that shit. We all know about it.
These are the motherfuckers in boxing. Tell them to just keep it boxing and stop killing people and selling drugs.
Nigga, keep it boxing. Motherfucker, bro, niggas is at a boxing weigh-in and they start letting it off with the choppers, nigga. Not no pistols, the choppers, nigga. What you talking about?
Like AK-47s and shit.
AK-47s, nigga.
It was trying to make sure.
Canelo might have somebody behind him, too.
Like, I don't know if Canelo got any cartel backing because they kidnapped his fucking people.
I mean, that might be the reason why.
Oh, you think he had it done? His brother was talking shit?
No, bro.
Because when you start speaking on that, then they gonna really get mad. Oh, man. Why y'all talking about that?
Yeah, they're gonna try to say I'm being racist and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's black gangs. There's a black mob. If you want to be, there's a fucking Irish one.
They bring up Jay Prince and they bring up motherfucking Don King. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck about no damn Don King.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The nigga, bro, come on, the dude like
Don King. But Don King shot a motherfucker over boxing, so he kept it boxing at least. This motherfucker on a criminal off some random shit.
If you would have seen Tyson Fury's advisor on the streets, you would probably be like, bro, who is this lame ass white dude? Not even knowing that this dude is fucking, he got the type of money where pennies, motherfucking 100 million is a penny to him type shit.
He got that make your ass disappear and nobody say nothing about it type money.
Exactly.
Oh shit, Midwest said Bivol stops Canelo? Damn.
Nigga, we'll see.
Yeah, that's some strong language considering.
I'm not gonna lie. I would like to see that.
That's the only way he'll win. And if you don't stop Canelo, you're not gonna win.
Russia type shit.
Just for Mother Russia, bah, bam, bang his ass about it.
12 straight rounds, and Canelo's gonna get a draw.
Yeah, exactly. And then
see
he'll get a rematch. Canelo still be the A side. Nothing will change. He'll just make sure you definitely lose this time.
you
You
gonna get
gotta
a
keep you
rematch
gotta
and
keep it a
still be the
hundred,
A
man.
side.
Yeah, you know
Like
how
the
this shit
dude,
go.
like the dude that always comes in the chat. He says this is Canelo's world. When we just in it. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, dude. When it comes to certain matches with Canelo, man, it's kind of predictable that he's gonna win.
Bro,
Like,
that is
yeah,
so
of course,
sus.
I
How
think
could he
Plant can
let
win.
something like that
I was
come
being
out
a
of
little
his
bit
mouth?
naive, but let's keep it 100. We all knew that Canelo had more experience than Plant, and Plant didn't have enough pop to really stop Canelo.
Oh,
And
I
if he
had
was
no
gonna
faith in
if
playing
he
to
was gonna
win.
Me neither.
look, my only chance I really had Plant winning was him taking it to the scorecards and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, the boxing gods fucking lean on his fucking side.
Yeah,
That's the
that
only
was
little
that
bit of
was
hope.
it.
It wasn't no, oh yeah, he's gonna stop Canelo Alvarez. Hell no. With Charlo, I say fuck it. I think he has a chance of stopping Canelo Alvarez or beating him up real bad.
He could. He definitely could. If you like I said, he just have to go out bombing. No respect, no nothing.
I
Bombing.
think he do that shit too. I think he do that shit.
Hakeem
Oh
said
shit.
breaking news, Cambosa Loma aside.
They said it was signed 3 weeks ago. Is it actually signed this time?
They said it was signed, but the fact that he's in the war,
They said it was signed before he went to the Ukraine. So I'm
Cambosis
like,
is sucker. Capping.
yeah. So
Capping.
I'm
bro,
just,
think about it. Them niggas fought in November, dude.
yeah. I want to see a fight date. Is because Lomachenko is gonna need to come back from the war. He's gonna have to get his travel situation together. He's gonna need a full camp, so we don't have to hear no fucking rehab stories about how his shoulders was broke. So I'm I'm just like, where's the fight date? When is it gonna happen? What's the venue? Like, yeah, they said it was signed 3 weeks ago.
Bob Arum, there was a quote from Bob Arum today. He said the fight was a done deal until Lomachenko had to go back to his home country and fight.
Which is bullshit. I told you, I think they're waiting on that purse bid because with purse bid, you get the fight to happen at a discount, and there's no rematch. Not to mention, off of that, you can have it in the United States. So with the purse bid situation, they can make all kinds of excuses why they can't meet Cambosa's demands. Have the shit
Boy,
in the United States, have him get the belt off him at a discount, no rematch clause, and then Top Rank is back on top of the lightweight picture. They can get that Tiafimo rematch, feed Tiafimo Lomachenko, and then they can have Shakur come up and retire Lomachenko ass. It all makes too much
this
sense.
is what would they say, D-Hive? This is chess, not checkers, nigga.
Yeah, it's simple. So until I see a fight date, I ain't trying to hear nothing from either one of them. That pussy
I'm
ass
tired of
motherfucker.
man. Like, boy, with Eddie Hearn be like, we're getting close to finding a deal for Devin Haney and George Kambosos. I be like, bro, shut the fuck up, nigga.
Yeah, I ain't trying to hear nothing that
Because
he
I
ain't got to
ain't
say. Joe stupid ass.
tired of that shit,
Got all this bread to feed Canelo his own leftovers, but when it comes to this shit, you can't even empty the bank, piggy bank enough to get Cambosis to just take the damn fight, man. Whatever, get out of my face, bro. I ain't trying to hear none of that stupid shit.
Kambosos is a hoe.
He's garbage. He like, and it's funny because people defend the shit. They defend the shit just because they want to see Lomachenko
Like
back in the picture.
Twilight Zone because
No
at the end of the
bullshit.
day, I was like the only nigga going for Kambosos to beat Teofimo Lopez. Now I'm
Yes, true.
calling the nigga out, and these niggas is riding his nuts, but they was all saying he's gonna get stopped in the first round. Crazy
Yeah,
how that.
I had Tiafimo
Oh,
by majority decision, but you know,
I had T.O. knocking him out all up until like 2 weeks before the fight. Then I started
Dude,
changing my mind. I was like, nah, he gonna win by decision. Now I was like, nah, I can't both fuck around and win.
I had Kambosos since the day it was announced. No, like a day after it was announced.
that's true.
Because you know why? Because I was like, man, I seen the signs. I seen the sign. He's getting big headed. He's not focused. He's big. He's drinking wine. Motherfucking smoking hookah.
Hookah and
Going
shit.
through
Yeah.
baby mamas and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? I understand that he's got youth on his side, power and all that shit. But niggas have bad nights. I'm telling you, I was counting on a bad night in George Kambosos' timing and his speed, which he did. Bro, if you go back, I broke it down exactly how it's gonna play out. The pad work, all that shit. And I was like, dude, I explained it. I said, man, T.O. don't get him out of here in the first, 4 or 5? George is going to style him. And that's exactly what the fuck happened. But I'm going to keep it 100. When T.O. knocked him down, I said, oh, yeah, well,
Y'all thought it was over because George was hurt.
It's probably going to be over. He fall back through that shit. And I said, oh, shit, that's good shit. But then I'm like, yo, my dude Kambosos won. But check this out. Devin Haney going to fucking whoop this dude's ass. That's what I was saying. I was happy because George Kambosos was talking like, yeah, I want to see George. I mean, I want to see Devin Haney. I want to see him after the fight, whatever.
Bunch of bullshit.
This situation, dude. Like, man, dude, you a sucker. Like, we don't do that shit here in America.
And the worst part is, I hate the fact that Lou DiBella is willing to fuck up boxing for this shit. I'm like, bro, you got your Probellum deal. Your stable is secure. Sacrifice that nigga, man. Fuck Kambosos. He wasn't going to mount to shit anyway. Look at the division. He wasn't going to do that much damage. Like
35 is the only fucking bro. Look at what they doing though so blatantly, bro. Like the shit crazy. 35 is the only division where the WBC belt all of a sudden doesn't fucking matter no more. Like
no, at 160 as well. It was 160 for Canelo, and then it was 115 for Estrada. So they're not 3 times.
It so overtly though, bro. They saying it for Devin shit. Like you know what I'm saying? They saying it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he has the email belt, he has the French fries belt. I'm like, why is the franchise championship belt not the email French fries belt? That's the belt that's not real. They made
up some new shit. They made up a new insult, bro.
Yeah, they made up a ducking device.
Email champ, what?
That shit is nuts.
But they don't say that about Jamal Charlo because Canelo vacated that belt.
Yeah, Canelo had handed that motherfucker over.
Y'all know a fact? To this day, Canelo has yet to say anything about receiving the franchise belt.
Because it's probably embarrassing.
You know, that's the challenge. Anybody that pull it up that Canelo talk about, I'll send him a free shirt. Straight up.
Yeah, and I'll say this. I'll say this. Every time Canelo's in a hard fight or difficult fight, he definitely trains harder. You can tell he takes losing personally because after Mayweather, he basically remodeled his entire career. and he remodeled he remodeled the entire sport of boxing with it. So you can tell he takes losing fucking personally.
Bro, they talking about Selesky. This nigga Angulo was throwing punches at motherfucking 2 miles per hour, nigga.
Yeah, I'm not excited about Selesky, but Munguia had the opportunity. He's been ducking. Munguia don't want it. Andre don't want it. Triple G definitely don't want it at this age. So what is Charlo to do? Not make any bread? He's fighting who he has available.
He should have tried to get a better fight, but like
with who?
It's not what they trying to make it at all.
Davis?
Right, like ain't nobody available. Here's the thing. Triple G was pound for pound. They had this motherfucker Triple G pound for pound #1 before he even fought Jacobs for fighting nobody, and their excuse was he was heavily and their excuse was he's just being heavily avoided. Meanwhile, Jamar Charlo is fighting the same level of competition, but their excuse is, oh, he just ain't fighting nobody. No. Jamal Charlo is being heavily fucking avoided. And that's why he's fighting who he's fighting. The same excuse you're using for Triple G. Jamal Charlo is the new fucking boogeyman.
And Andrade officially moved up from 60 already, right?
No, he has not vacated his belt yet.
Okay.
Bro.
I mean, but the Zach Parker fight, they're supposed to be having a purse bid, and the purse bid's already been purchased by fucking by Queensberry and them. So it should be official. I think he just hasn't vacated. Like I don't know what's going on with that. But apparently you can keep your belt, but that's the WBC. Because Julio Cesar Martinez went up to fight Chocolatito and he kept his belt. So I'm like, okay, so with the WBC at least you can keep your shit. I'm like, Jamal, you might want to consider, I don't know, heading up to 168 and just keeping your 160 title.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I thought you tried to go out the plan.
D-Hive, I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't know if all these niggas want Morrell and fucking Junior problems.
They don't. I tell you, Morrell gonna wash all the motherfuckers. But Jamal tried to have to go up and fight him.
Look, I was watching some Morrell footage in my phone that I recorded at the fight. Man, that dude, he was putting it on Fox, dude. And he clipped him with a good solid punch. And he's southpaw, right?
Right.
I was like, yo, He's fast too, man. He's like a fucking big ass Laura.
But Jamal has a good excuse because they both train with Ronnie Shields. So he has a good excuse not to
fight Laura.
Yeah, he has a good excuse not to fight him.
Man, I'm keeping 100. Morrell ain't trying to hear that shit, nigga. He ain't FBA.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying that's a good excuse. Oh, we in the same stable. We've seen each other, blah blah. Even though I think Morrell still good on his ass, but you know that's
Think
just
about
what
it.
it
They
is.
push for Laura versus Charlo, and they in the same stable. They gonna push for Morrell versus Charlo.
They can push for whatever the fuck they want, but we push for fights all the time. We ain't getting that shit, so fuck them. I understand. They want Charlo to fight all these people, but Canelo can fight Ryder and Kambosos can fight fucking Lomachenko and Ryan Garcia can fight Togo Sandwiches. Man, fuck these people. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Losers.
Man, this is how many times has fucking Lomachenko skipped Devin for opportunities though?
And the thing is, he keeps getting opportunities after he lost, bro. I'm like, you've had multiple opportunities for undisputed, and you decided to be a bitch and forfeit the belt. That's on you. You started all of this. So you gotta live with the consequences.
Nah, you know who started this? Canelo started all this shit.
I mean, well, yeah, but I'm talking about at 135. Yeah, Canelo started all this bullshit.
Yeah, but still he did at 35 for shit. Shut up.
Yeah, he just fucked up the division. I'm like, bro, people blame Devin Haney. I'm like, no, if Lomachenko had just taken the WBC, beat up Devin Haney, and then bring in what's his name, Tiafimo, everything would have been straight. But no, he decided to be a bitch, forfeit his belt so he can go into a unification and everyone say it's not a duck publicly. And now, and you know what I hate? I hate how with Kambosos, Canelo, and the fighters people want to protect, oh, we got to have the biggest money fights. But the fighters that they don't give a fuck about, like Charlo Haney, whatever, they got to fight the most dangerous fights for no money. It's like, man, bro, shut the fuck up, man. I ain't trying to hear that.
No, really,
bullshit.
bro. And they be trying to get that shit off and saying it, like, shut the fuck up. Like,
yeah, like why is Kambosos all of a sudden his biggest money man, even though his biggest paycheck just came from DAZN?
When did that start happening? That's what annoyed me. Fucking Kambosos was a nobody, bro. He was a nobody.
Still a nobody.
He had tough fights with fucking Mickey Bay and Lee Selby, bro. And I mean, I kind of knew about him, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I didn't expect him to beat T.O., you know? Nobody did.
And keep in mind, I thought Lee Selby beat him. Lee Selby has like 30 wins and like 9 knockouts. People want to call Devin Haney pillow fisted. This motherfucker got like 30 plus wins and only 9 knockouts. And he outboxed Kambosos' fucking ears off. Man, I ain't trying to hear shit from these people. Just like this McKenzie.
Got a knockdown on Lee Selby, or was that Mickey Bay?
Mickey Bay he knocked down, and without that knockdown, Mickey Bay beats him because Mickey Bay was beating his ass the whole fight.
Yeah.
And that's probably another reason.
Gonna school his ass. Devin gonna school his ass.
And that's probably another reason why they don't want the fight because Mickey Bay trains Devin. So that's just a horrible situation. Not only is Devin good by himself, but he's training with someone that pretty much beat you. That's bad. That's bad.
You know he probably played better than Mickey at this point. So.
Oh, 100 times. I mean, with all due respect to Mickey Bay, I like Mickey Bay as a person, but it's not even close.
What y'all think about Virgil Ortiz, man?
Man, Virgil Ortiz and his team did it to himself. They're gonna get their fighters killed on the way-in, trying not to get them beat up in the ring. They need to just go ahead and fight what they're supposed to fight, take their ass whoopings and get paid like everybody else. And you know what?
All his fighters always got weight problems all the time.
It's because he knows that they ain't the goods and he's trying to hold on to his little stable. But I think that if you're in this situation,
man, I can't blame him. That Mexican food be good as fuck.
But if you're in this situation, like y'all remember when Deverenchenko was fighting every damn body at 160 because motherfuckers weren't fighting each other. That could be Virgil Ortiz Jr., that could be Hamil Munguia, but they too pussy. They don't want to take the L's. And my thing is,
a lot of people want to fight him.
Right. And my thing is, I'm gonna say this.
Virgil, but show Jaime.
Right, absolutely. But I'm gonna say this, Virgil, if you're gonna stay at 147 and keep your ranking, which I don't think you should, there's no excuse why you shouldn't petition Terrence Crawford to fight next. In fact, matter of fact, while we talking, as soon as your ass out the hospital, you should be, if you're not moving up in weight, you should be on the phone ASAP, pushing that paperwork through the petition because you're wasting fucking time. Terrence Crawford crying about how he need to fight in some bread. You've been number one. You called his ass out right after Hooker. Go ahead and fight him. Stop bullshitting
Man,
around. Go ahead and fight him.
I'm gonna keep it 100. If I was a boxer and I was like what ranked number 6 in the WBC, I'd be calling out Devin Haney. Fuck it, so I'll try to snatch that belt early, get the bread.
Exactly.
The fuck you niggas talking about?
Right.
Win, lose, or draw.
Right. You have nothing. If
Niggas
you
not built
lose,
like that no more.
yeah. If
Man,
you lose to a
I was watching some
champion.
good fights today, man. Roger Mayweather versus Whitaker. Man, when we gonna have fights like that, dude? What the fuck?
I don't see why Loma didn't go after Devin this whole time. He has since he lost to Tio. You fought Kome, you fought Nakatani. Nobody gave a fuck about those fights.
He fought Teofimo Lopez leftovers, man.
Exactly.
Literally, he stopped Nakatani, and people acting like he didn't just lose to fucking Teofimo. Like, bro, who the fuck is Nakatani besides some nobody out of Japan that Tio went 12 with? That dude's accomplished nothing. I guess so. Like, if all you are is famous for losing to a motherfucker, you've done nothing. Like, all of Canelo's opponents are only famous because they lost to him. That's it. That's it. They all did nothing. And I'm tired of hearing that shit. Yeah, they all just lost to Canelo, so automatically they get a good reputation. Like, for example, even more high profile people. Before Danny Jacobs lost to Triple G and Canelo, how much hype did Danny Jacobs have on his fucking name? Exactly. What was the best win? Fucking Quillen? Yeah. Well, it wasn't nobody high.
I ain't gonna lie. Quillen was someone that Triple G could say was ducking him, kind of, but see, Quillen wasn't like A level. He wasn't elite level.
Exactly. And well, okay, because Nakatani knocked out Verdejo. Who the fuck was Verdejo? Verdejo is most famous for being a fucking axe murderer. Nobody gave a fuck about Verdejo. Like, who the fuck was he? These are all dudes that accomplished nothing. Again, they're just famous for losing to a motherfucker. Verdejo is famous for losing to Nakatani and murdering his family. Nakatani is famous for losing to Teofimo and Lomachenko. Richard Comey is famous for getting his ass whooped 3 times. Like, bro, like none of these dudes are have accomplished any fucking thing. They have accomplished nothing. And you guys
that dude, Jackson Marinez that
beat up Rolly. Yeah, okay, yeah, fine. He knocked out a nobody that gave Rolly some trouble.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Everybody just saw Virgil Ortiz's dick a day ago because he said, "Oh, that guy, I blocked him on Twitter." Haha. And
you saw that one post where they were like, "Oh, this isn't a bad boxing thing. Virgil Ortiz beats Errol Spence Jr. right now. The nigga can't even beat the weight scale. The fuck is y'all talking about?"
Somebody said that. Wow.
A bunch of people said that, and they said I was crazy. I told y'all that Virgil Ortiz Jr. got a psycho fan base. They just hiding because he hasn't proved himself yet. Kind of like Josh Taylor fan base was in hiding until the Catterall fight. Then they all tried to throw him away. It's like, no. You niggas said that he beats Crawford and he beats Tank and all this bullshit. So
remember, I posted today. I said, remember you niggas told me I was crazy for saying Tank beat Josh Taylor? How do y'all feel now?
Right. Hush mode.
Hush mode. Quiet.
Hush
they
mode.
always do that. They're gonna
always
flee.
Bro, like
a couple of them was like, all right, man, we keep it 100. Take a stop over 3 rounds.
Right. They always it's always them. And the thing is, for Virgil Ortiz Jr., I don't know what he's gonna do, because if he hangs out at 147, not only is he risking health issues apparently, but Judgment Day is coming. You're going to have to fight Crawford. You might have to fight Boots. You might have to fight Stanionis or Butaev or some shit to get to these belts. It's not about to be sweet. So if you're finished bullshitting once you're out of the hospital or whatever, you need to either petition Crawford, petition Spence, or move your ass out the way. Because honestly, I'm tired of hearing about you and you're not doing shit.
These fighters look up to Canelo, right? But they ain't willing to get their ass whooped young like Canelo did.
Yeah, they saw that ass whooping. They're like,
ready for that shit.
They're like, I don't want to get embarrassed like that.
Like, oh, you got to go through the Pretty Boy Floyd stage. You got to go through the Canelo stage to get a whoop by a fucking good old school nigga.
And because they're like, shit, man, I'm a beat him. I can be undisputed in another division. They still gonna be talking about that ass whooping I got that one time. I don't want to go.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. They don't
I
want
put
that.
me and Art just put that shit out earlier. I just told that dude because they really try to say he was young. He was a baby. What kind of weird shit is that to say about a
Bro, the
fight?
nigga been fighting since he was 15,
Yeah,
bro.
40
At
fights.
look, at 15, I didn't even know what the fuck I wanted to do with my life, really. And this nigga was already dedicated to boxing. Now he a grown ass man fighting fucking Floyd. You
He
gonna
was
talk
probably
about
fighting fucking bums
talk,
then, though, bro. Straight bums.
think
He,
about it. He been dedicated to the sport of boxing since 15 and fought Floyd when he was like 23, nigga. With 40 fights coming in.
Teofimo had 15 fights and was fighting Lomachenko, so that's why I say, what about it? Like I don't go through all that. I don't deal with all that bullshit. Teofimo was able to seize his moment. Canelo fucked up, so he had to wait a little later to get his legacy. Who gives a shit?
Hey,
But
Dion, you know, T.O. hopped out of the WBC rankings though, right?
of course, because he would have had to face Devin in the tournament.
In that tournament, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh shit, hell no! I'm gonna just go right to the IBF and unify with Lomachenko if he survives." And I guarantee, if Lomachenko and Haney had a fought and Haney had a won, he wouldn't have fought Haney then either. He would have been like, "Nah, I'm straight. I don't need to unify."
We gonna fight down the line because that's what he was saying at first. He was
Yeah,
saying they're gonna fight down the line and shit.
that's what Virgil said to Boots, and I'm like, bro, it doesn't matter what weight division or whatever, unless Boots is in like a horrific accident, you're gonna get your ass beat years down the line. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like it's just
At all.
you're wasting
It's probably
fucking
gonna be
time.
worse because he's gonna get his man straight.
And the bad thing about it is Boots already has double the ring experience that Virgil has. He has double the fights and almost 100% knockout ratio his damn self. So I'm like, you fucking up, bro. Not trying to catch Boots before he's completely polished and is 100% on his pro style and has fought every style. You wasting time. And Boots is not gonna stop. He's just gonna get better. And the thing is, once Boots is already huge. Once he goes up in weight, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You better bring a pistol. Well, what you gonna do? He's gonna beat the shit out of you. So just go ahead, get your ass whooped now, and move on.
That's a scary sight for him. Yeah, because he gonna make some money off it. They do need to both kind of have a bigger fight, but soon he need to be looking
If
at
your
that.
name's not Errol Spence or Bud Crawford, I don't fucking Boots is gonna be a very deadly fight for you.
None of them niggas beating him. Not Stanionis, not Butev, not Virgil, not Connor Ben. None of them, no,
Bro,
bro. None of them.
I was watching Boots
Hunter
versus
Ben
Van
not even
Heerden.
in that shit.
I was watching Boots versus Van Heerden. Before the headbutt, I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be a very short fight because he was already mixing them up in like, man,
First 10 seconds, jab,
First
uppercut,
10
left, right hook. The motherfucker was almost out of there. You
almost
saw
out.
Delorme. He whooped Delorme's ass so bad. Delorme tried to fuck around and sue. He was like, "Oh shit, he must have hit me in the back of the head, man. Fuck
I don't
that."
even like that fight because it was just so damn quick.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Like, what the fuck was that?
He
Nobody did Delorme like that either.
came in there and got wasted. he got wasted. He got disposed of like he's supposed to. Boots was like fucking next. He was training in his damn fight gloves. He was like, man, that was some bullshit. Give me some actual work.
Yeah,
You see,
I'm really looking forward to.
You see Clayton on Twitter saying, "Fuck it, you ready for war?" type shit.
Yeah, I hope the check is nice, nigga. You ain't gonna be in there long. Don't even worry about it.
It is. It is.
You got a
Where's
fucking
Clayton from?
Canada, like Steve
yeah.
Rolls.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
from Canada, man.
Yeah, he about to get
Boy,
broke
they about
off.
to get that bread and be rich in Canada. Fuck you talking about?
Nigga, Espestio.
Yeah, he got a draw with Lipinets, so that should pretty much tell you everything you need to know about what's gonna happen to Clayton.
Yeah.
He ain't get ready to do nothing but get beat up.
No, for sure.
Would have Clayton upset. Niggas gonna be like, "Oh my god, nah."
We told you.
Niggas that act like they like Boots gonna stop liking him.
We told you. We told you that Boots wasn't the truth. Wow. Clayton versus fucking Ortiz Jr. right now. That's the first thing niggas would say. They're like, oh yeah, Clayton versus Ortiz Jr. right now. And then what they would do is they would say that because Ortiz Jr. beat Clayton off of an Ennis win, he never has to fight Boots. That's what they always do. Okay, now he never has to fight him because he beat a dude who beat him. Because triangle theories for life. Styles don't make fights.
That's why they want Andrade and Charlo to knock each other off.
Yep. So they could be like, see, look how they both look. Canelo wasn't ducking anybody. He doesn't have to fight either one.
The fact
That's all they
Chris
gonna do.
Mannix does that shit when Andrade is trying to get fights with the zone fighters is crazy.
Chris Mannix got a mortgage. And so he gets his W-2 from the zone. He got a mortgage to pay. So I understand what he's doing. But motherfuckers that got like no financial stake in it that be pushing that bullshit, like Montero and Steve Kim and all those garbage motherfuckers, I'm just like, what are y'all doing?
Bro,
Y'all not even being compensated.
I hate Steve Kim, man.
That motherfucker's racist as hell. That
It's
motherfucker.
fuck, bro. He's a weirdo, and he tries to hide it. He said, "Yeah, people don't see when I'm." No, you asshole. Everything you say is biased as fuck, and you hate PBC. Like,
Yeah, and you know, that's another thing I find weird. Golden Boy shit the bed publicly, not once today, but twice. And for some reason, all people doing is talking about PBC. They're talking about the fucking Jamal Charlo fight as if that schedule ain't stacked.
Bro, they talking about, bro.
We got undisputed, multiple fucking unification, 2-belt title fights and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. We got Magsayo getting a championship fight and shit. Like, motherfuckers are getting money over at PBC.
Bro, 2 of the fights on Showtime's card is in my fucking backyard. What the fuck?
And don't David Morrell Jr. even got a fight?
They say he on the Fulton undercard.
Oh shit, who's he fighting?
I don't know. Somebody said some random.
Oh shit. So somebody about to get beat up then.
Kyron Davis.
Oh fuck. He's been through enough.
Backup fighter around that weight class.
Got motherfucking. I'm looking at the schedule. So we got Zhu Gachet, which is top contenders. We got Lubin Fundora, top contenders, which is awesome. We got Spence Ugas, 3-belt unification. We got Charlo Castano, undisputed. Benavidez Lemieux, top contender versus random nigga. We got Davis versus Rowley, which, you know, that's going to make a lot of bread, but that is what that is. We got Fulton versus Roman, 2-belt fucking title shot situation. We got Charlo versus Selecki. That's a championship fight, even though the opponent's booty. And we got Maxwell versus Vargas, which is a brand new champion, first title defense. The zone got fucking Pastrami versus Minestrone. The fuck they got?
Liam versus Egerton Sam.
Yeah, you saw their schedule? A bunch of Italian niggas ain't nobody heard of. Ain't nobody heard of these motherfuckers, bro.
Man, them niggas they got a nigga from Ireland versus a nigga from the Ukraine. They got a nigga from fucking Italy versus a nigga from Greece.
They got gas station fucking employee. Like, I remember that motherfucker Maxie Hughes that was calling out Devin Haney. That nigga still has a regular job today.
Wait. So is niggas getting refunds from that damn Virgil Ortiz fight or what?
Shit, I hope so. They got ripped the fuck off.
They bought an Ortiz fight. Now they about to get a Blair Clubs fucking fight.
And you know what? And I was thinking too, McKinson better take that shit. You ain't got shit else to do. You ain't got shit else. You already made weight. You already at camp. Fucking Blair Cobb said he ready. He can make weight. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. You might as well. Because nobody knows.
McKinnon gonna fuck around and not make weight on purpose. No.
That would be some pussy shit.
No fucking threat like that.
No, I mean, well, the thing is, Blair's unorthodox. So Blair, they're both.
Somebody before?
Yeah, Blair's got some knockout, but he's almost been stopped by nobody his damn self. So Blair ain't solid. Because people talk about Boots' chin. Blair has almost been straight up stopped by nobody. He got dropped and was dazed.
Didn't Devin Haney was putting it on him?
Yeah, in sparring. Yeah, Devin Haney had him on the back foot. That's like the highlight of fucking Blair Cobb's career, sparring a fucking lightweight.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I ain't hating on Blair Cobbs. I ain't hating on the nigga, but he's talking a lot of shit, and then all of a sudden he got this overnight fan base. I'm like, bro, he's the same age as Earl Spence in the same division and is accomplished.
Did you hear what he said about Canelo, D-Hop? I don't care about none of that shit he said about Earl. I was listening to what he said about Canelo.
I didn't even hear that. I didn't even listen to that shit.
He was cooking Canelo before anybody.
What did he say?
He was just saying how Canelo's fighting motherfuckers ain't nobody interested in. He ain't putting in no actual work. Nobody fucking cares. He's running through. He been saying the same shit we've been saying before we started being loud about the shit.
And he said when Canelo and him was in the gym in Guadalajara, he wasn't that important in that motherfucker.
Right. He was talking about the media setup because Canelo basically looks like a white dude that he got set up with all this media hype. That's what we talked about last show about the Matthew Haddon situation and all the politicking they did and how they slid the WBC some cheese to make sure he can get the spotlight and get the fights he was supposed to get. And also, like, bro, why do you think Canelo went from like 140 to like 154? He wasn't, bro. Canelo at welterweight, bro. Welterweight always been dangerous. That's why it's the money fucking division because a lot of 50-50 fights. Man, Canelo would have went through hell at fucking welterweight, bro. So hell, yeah, that's why he was like, nah, let me go ahead, go to 154 for this Mayweather bread, take out some of these random motherfuckers that Canelo weights, and then I'm gonna bounce around until the shit looks smooth. And then once David Benavidez came off that strap at 168, like, oh, okay, these the niggas right here. These the ones
I wouldn't
yeah.
be surprised if they tipped the scale, man, on David Benavidez.
Honestly, I'm past giving a fuck. I mean, that's tragic that happened. But David, it's like once Canelo come off the straps, if he do, then I'm gonna start caring about David Benavidez again. Because first he was talking greasy about Charlo, say he'd come down to 160. That didn't happen. Then Charlo ran his fucking mouth talking about he'll go up. That ain't happening. So and now he's fighting Lemieux. So I don't know. I'm not gonna like. Did they screw David? Probably, but I can't spend time talking about it because that nigga's on. I'm muting him until he finished with Lemieux ass.
What if that's a tough fight? That'd be some crazy shit.
I mean, Lemieux's a puncher. That's all he know how to do. He's got limited boxing skills and he can't move his head off the line to save his life. But David's chin, but David's chin has also been tested. And the only thing that Lemieux does good is he loops his shots, which is exactly what you need to score on David. But because David got dropped by Gavril, motherfuckers don't like talking about it. They're talking about it was just a flash. No, he got dropped, and he even smiled because he was like, "Oh shit, that you hit my ass with some shit right there." Yeah, and he went the distance with Gavril both times, and Gavril is nothing.
Twice.
Yeah, so like they like to describe David Benavidez as the ultimate badass. Again, he's just some guy who got famous off of who he might be able to beat. He might be able to beat Charlo. He might be able to beat Canelo.
Yeah, they like him so much because he called out Jamal.
Y'all see all his highlights is him beating up on black man.
He beat up Jalen Love and Darrell. Like, bro, man. If Darrell didn't have all that scar tissue and was 2 years younger, that fight goes the fucking distance, and David might not even win.
Yeah, I said that on Twitter, and people was like, I don't know about that art, man. It is what it is.
He was hitting David. He was hitting him with some solid ass shots, even with that blood in his eye.
Bro, fucking Ronald Ellis, Canelo's sparring partner, he didn't drop him once. He didn't drop him. He gets a lot of referee stoppages. He
so much power too.
Yeah, he's not like Tanker Wilder where he's putting motherfuckers to rest. He gets a lot of referee stoppages like Virgil Ortiz Jr. Virgil Ortiz Jr. is.
Why do you think that? You think it's because he don't sit on his punches or what?
Yeah, he be doing them sometimes.
Yeah, you can't sit on your punches. Well, he throws a lot of punches, and it's really hard for you to sit on your punches when you're throwing a lot of them. And he stands square. He doesn't get a lot of leverage. He stands square, which is why he's very which is why he's very hittable. But yeah, no, like he's fucking
straight 1-2 can get him out of there, to be honest.
Or like I said,
Canelo will knock him out.
Yeah,
you think so?
I think so.
David
Benavidez versus Morrell. I got money on Minnesota Morrell.
Yeah, Morrell would beat his ass. I think Canelo and Benavidez probably go the distance, and Canelo would probably get it because Benavidez couldn't put him to sleep. But yeah, I think Canelo could knock him out, but it's just difficult because you saw how it was the Callum Smith fight. Basically, Callum Smith showed me that when it comes to taller opponents,
you're right.
Yeah, basically, Callum Smith showed me that when it comes to taller opponents, if you deny Canelo access to your liver and your chin, you'll go 12. That's basically what that taught me. And David has good cardio. Benavidez, he has good cardio, good stamina. His hand speed is constant throughout, so he has enough to keep Canelo off of him to keep him from getting a knockout. Plus, it do hit hard. I'm not talking.
Fuck?
Huh?
Oh, my bad.
Keep
on cooking.
Yeah, no, he hit hard, so he has enough power to get Canelo off his ass. But yeah, no, I think Canelo will still probably get the decision unless David did some crazy shit like stop him. Then I mean, there's nothing you can say about that. But Morrell washes both of them. I don't care. Morrell probably stopped Canelo a little bitty ass.
Bro, do you know how packed that motherfucking venue at the Armory when Fulton Jr. is gonna fight, dude? I already got my people. They texted me like, "Yo," because I know some people that's real cool with Fulton, and they already talking about they gonna come through. Tay Jones said he coming out here too.
Oh
Yeah, a
really?
lot of people from boxing Twitter saying they coming out too. I
Shit.
don't know, Beehive.
That's like that's like a 2 hour. That's like a 2 hour flight. I got to see what my work situation is like.
That's like an $80 flight, nigga.
Nah, it's more like 200, but but still, it's all.
What
I'm
you
not
I take first class, nigga. Better hop on this fucking Frontier Spirit.
spirit. Just stand up the way. Yeah, no, but no, it's not about the money. It's more about my work situation. But no, it's not a bad situation. Fucking plan a little hotel and then fly right back in the morning.
Hell yeah, nigga in the
I
Armory.
feel like that Selecki Charlo fight, probably people gonna go though, because a lot of people like Charlo, man.
Yeah, they gonna go regardless. They gonna go
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah. Hopefully he get the stoppage on Selecki because Selecki is only famous for decision losses to Danny Jacobs and Andrade. So hopefully Charlo can get the stoppage. I
No,
mean, I'm
he
not
gonna
going.
get the stoppage because Selesky is fucking damaged goods in my eyes.
And Selecki was never that
He
good.
reminds me
Like,
like Van Herden.
yeah, like when that dude was talking about how people gave Andrade shit for fighting Selecki, and I'm like, bro, people are cooking Charlo. Like, what you talking about? Like, Charlo's getting annihilated for this shit. And he didn't even do it.
You know how people texting me right now or tagging me? Art man, what you think about this? Your FBA fighter, Charlo, look at him. Look at his ass. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
And what's ironic is that those are the same people that were perfectly fine with Munguia being a witness protection for fucking years. They were perfectly fine with Munguia doing nothing. Now all of a sudden it's, oh, look at Charlo fighting a fucking Eurobum. No one is avoiding fucking Canelo. People want that fucking fight. No one is avoiding Virgil Ortiz Jr. People want that
But
fucking
you want
fight.
to know what's a boxing fact? A boxing fact is Canelo declined an offer to fight Charlo, and Munguia declined an offer to fight Charlo.
And the shit is sad, bro. And he was gonna get paid more bread. But I'm telling you, that Benavidez fight, he was like, first he was thinking about, well, okay, so Charlo by himself, okay, yeah, that's cool. I might be able to do something with that. They threw that Benavidez on top of it. He was like, nigga, shut the door.
Bro, if they were willing to put up $100 million for Charlo versus fucking Canelo, what do you think type of bread you could have negotiated with them to make fucking Charlo Munguia? You think it's bro? I feel like they're really on coke over there on that side.
I'm
No,
looking
they
at
just
these Errol
didn't.
Ugas tickets right now.
Wait, Ugas talking shit?
Oh shit! No, I'm looking at these Spence Ugas tickets. They
Okay.
good, bro. I'm definitely going.
Okay. Yeah, no, but fucking yeah, I mean they their whole stable is based off of three motherfuckers. That's Zerto Ramirez, Virgil Ortiz Jr., and Jaime Munguia. 2 out of 3 can't even make fucking weight anymore, and they're already in dangerous divisions and don't want to fight no goddamn body.
I don't even think
Zerto,
Garcia can make weight.
we gotta see. But Zerto Ramirez is riding Bibble's nuts because he don't want to fight nobody else in the goddamn division, and he ain't fought shit his goddamn self. He like 47-0 against no goddamn body. He waiting on Bibble to get finished or Canelo so he could press him, acting like that's gonna do something. Bro, the entire planet can fucking press Canelo to fight someone. That doesn't mean any fucking thing. Not to mention Canelo said he's done fighting Mexicans. So like, what the fuck you waiting on? What you waiting on? What you gonna do? You gonna sit there looking
I
stupid?
believe he got away with saying that.
Yeah, like what you gonna do? So their whole stable is worthless. The two that are in action-packed divisions don't want to fight nobody, and Zerto ain't doing nothing. So they're trying to preserve it and build these guys up, and I'm like, build these guys into what? They're not doing anything.
Zerto with Golden Boy, right?
Yeah,
He like Diet Canelo.
he's not. He's like super diet Benavidez, if anything.
The reason why I say Diet Canelo because he's like from Mexico and got a big ass record like Canelo, but just he ain't fight nobody.
They're over there up to nothing, man. I don't know.
What are they
Like
trying to say? Who are they trying to say is ducking him?
They tried to say Bivol ducked him, but then news came out that Zerto also turned down the contract from Bivol, so it's just two stupid motherfuckers. So, like I don't, I don't. And the thing is, I don't even care. Zerto is a non-factor. Who the fuck? Like only super hardcore Mexican boxing fans really give a shit about Gilberto Ramirez. His whole career, he's done damn near nothing, and y'all have been cool with the shit. It's just like Munguia. Y'all weren't okay with the fight until you thought Munguia had no choice. But Munguia is okay with looking like a bitch. So
notice that Munguia and Oscar De La Hoya made that fake ass tweet talking about some, this is our number one priority. Man, as soon as he said that shit, I just knew the fight wasn't gonna happen.
I knew it wasn't gonna happen because Munguia almost died the last weigh-in. He has to reconsider his entire middleweight career. Like you almost died the last time you tried to weigh in.
Bullshit ass excuse talking about some. Yeah, I was just dehydrated a little bit, nigga. No, it was hot. It was hot up in there.
Yeah, you're not gonna go from that to all of a sudden fighting Jamal Charlo. That's not how any of that shit works. So, yeah, I had no faith in the fight actually happening.
He's a weight bully, man.
He is, and what's worse is that Gabe Rosado is probably his best win. Gabe Rosado was weight draining, and he still couldn't knock him out. That shit is garbage. Like you look horrible,
bro. Munguia been around since the fucking final HBO days.
Yeah, everyone thought he was gonna beat a man after he fought Saddam Ali, and then they saw him in some more fights, and they were like, "No shit, okay." Like, for example, like after that Dennis Hogan fight, they redirected his whole shit. They were like, "All right, let's calm him down some and get him some damn experience because we're gonna get him in there and he's gonna get fucking leaned out."
No, for real, they trying to guard him carefully as fuck. Now they doing that with they trying to. That's crazy. They build up that narrative around people like Charlo and Andre and fucking Devin and everybody, and then they got guys like Gilberto Ramirez, fucking Virgil, fucking who were we just talking about?
Ryan Garcia.
Oh my god, he's a fucking shame right now.
And they like to say that, they're not being ducked because these guys bring in no numbers. They have no value, like Devin Haney, Charlo, whatever. I'm like, bro, what fucking tickets is Zerto Ramirez selling? Give me his pay-per-view numbers.
Like that.
Nobody gives a fuck about Zerto Ramirez, bro. Nobody cares. I'm not saying Zerto, and that's not me saying Zerto Ramirez is a bad fighter. Zerto Ramirez is a very talented fighter, even though his defense needs Christ. But nobody cares. He's not doing any numbers. So you can't say, they're not being ducked because they're not draws, and then you're over here fighting like dumpster juice. Like even better being with his first title opportunity, they have it on Top Ranks YouTube. The crowd was booing because the fight was so ass. So it's like y'all can't just be like, these people are being ducked because there's not a lot of money involved. It's like, bro, yeah, most people haven't seen a Zerto fight. Real cheesy. Most people haven't. I've seen a Zerto fight because
I've never watched a fight of his live ever.
I've watched some Zerto fights because he cool, but that's just me. Like I'm me, so I can't speak on behalf of everyone. But yeah, most people do not watch Zerto Ramirez fuck fights. They don't.
I don't know, man. Shit just weird.
But all I know is I'm gonna say this: if Virgil Ortiz Jr. in his next fucking fight after he's completely healed is not fighting Spence, is not fighting Boots, and is not fighting Bud, I need him out of the division.
Do you know what type of illness he has?
He has. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it because I'd have to Google it again. But basically, it's excessive muscle proteins. It's excessive muscle breaking down, releasing proteins that are causing kidney damage. Basically, this can happen whenever you're trying to cut a lot of weight. A lot of professional combat sports athletes use water cutting, where they drink an excessive amount of water and then purge themselves to get the excess, fluid and bile out of their systems to like make sure they pee a lot. Daniel Cormier was in the 2008 Olympics as a wrestler, and he had kidney failure because of excessive water cutting. I'd imagine that because he's struggling to make weight, this is what happened to him.
Damn. That's bro. What is that 154 that you so scared of?
Power. Ain't no what two knockout niggas are at 154. You can't get away with that shit up there. After welterweight, motherfuckers start cracking. I'm not saying that everybody power, but after 147, that whole pillow fisted bullshit, that's out the window. Not to mention you upgrade from 8 ounce to 10 ounce gloves. So if you get knockouts up there, that means you knocking motherfuckers all smooth out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Boots might go up there too.
Like you can only run for so long, but I always imagine that they would try to stay one division ahead of Boots any fucking way. And now they talking about Virgil Ortiz and Crawford at 154, and I'm like, what is that gonna do? He gonna get beat up then. What they doing? Hoping that he rehydrates to like 175 or some shit? Because Crawford's from 135? Like it doesn't matter, bro. They're just levels. I don't. They're just
beat him to bud. Hell.
they're just postponing the fucking inevitable. Like I don't know what they're holding out for. Golden Boy is gonna have all their fighters die on the fucking weigh-in stand as opposed to just fighting.
That nigga said it was hot. Nigga had sunshades, fucking sunglasses on and shit. I'm like, yo, what is going on?
Yeah, no, you're dehydrated because your ass doesn't want to go up to 168. Because guess what? Up there they got power.
Bro,
At one,
half of the time, let's be honest, I don't even think it's just one weight class they need to go up to. They need to go up to two different weight classes. It's a real natural weight class. Let's keep it 100.
and you know what? And you know what? Is a lot of wasted opportunity because guess what? Mungia and fucking Zerto ain't doing nothing. Them niggas could have fought each other at 175 or catch weight. Easy money. But nah, they want to keep bullshitting and keep saying they're gonna fight people, but never fight people. So it's like,
It don't
man.
matter. Fucking Bivens getting the fight that he always wanted.
Exactly, and the winner of that ain't gonna fight Zerto after. There's no incentive for what. I mean, shit, he can try to press his Mando position or whatever, but there's no fucking incentive. And like I said, there's no excuse for Virgil Ortiz not to press Terrence Crawford after he's finished. So after you finish, after you recover, if you plan on staying at 147, fucking you need to go up to the WBO and actually activate your Mando status. Because that's if the Spence Crawford fight don't fucking happen, which I don't think it is. Especially now while Crawford isn't busy. He's looking for a fight. He's whining about money. He's suing an old promoter. So go ahead and make that shit.
Man, you think anybody else gonna sue Golden Boy?
Shit, Rashidi should.
I was gonna say Rashidi Ellis.
Rashidi should, and Blair Cobbs probably definitely should. How long has he been with them and ain't done shit? Like Jesus,
black fighters,
bro. I ain't even hear about Blair Cobbs until this fucking past year.
Well, most people have it. They just wanted Boots to stay away from Crawford. So a lot of Bud fans just kept saying, "Oh, he's ducking Blair Cobbs." I'm like, no, you just don't want him to touch Crawford, and that's okay. They're like, "Oh no, we're confident Crawford beats him," and I'm like, if that was the case, you would have pushed for Bud to fight him. They want Errol Spence. They want Errol Spence to fight fucking Virgil Ortiz and Boots and then Crawford, so they can say that if he doesn't fight Bud, then he's fucking ducking Bud by fighting these other people. Like for example, Clayton versus Boots, I believe is the title eliminator. If Boots becomes the fucking IBF and he has to fight Spence, they're gonna say that Spence is ducking Bud.
Yo,
what's
up, guys? Yo, Dia.
What's up?
Yo, that interview that I had with Claudia was awesome.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, she's a very down to earth person. Like I had a great time talking with her.
You didn't come off as a creep, did you?
Say again?
I said you didn't come off as a creep.
No. No. Like I try to keep it as professional as possible and try to ask up the most, straightforward questions as best as I could.
But shit, what you think about your boy Virgil Ortiz, man?
Number one, he's not my boy, and number two, um, that overweight Mexican needs to just get the fuck up to 154 and just stop barking at 47 because it pretty much shows that you just killed a really big fight in, like, in your hometown. Like, actually, correct me if I'm wrong.
That wasn't no big fight. that was
The tickets was selling because they just like seeing their boy Virgil.
Yeah,
yeah. They like seeing these guys run through people. They were just feeding Virgil Ortiz some easy southpaw experience because I don't think he's fought a decent southpaw in his whole fucking career.
Look,
yeah.
let me
Well,
tell you,
Virgil has never fought a dangerous southpaw, that's for sure. But on top of that, when you look at how he fights only one way. He doesn't make any proper adjustments. And if he runs into somebody that knows how to switch it up and actually make you think, like, in a fight, he gets knocked out. That's why Virgil Ortiz, he decided to fight McKinson over Boots because by the WBO's rules, if you want to keep your number one spot, you have to fight the number two guy. So either way, the WBO is not, enforcing their ranking, system, like now policy strategically fairly, and they're basically protecting Virgil Ortiz. So
so is the media. As you
yeah,
can see, so many articles and so many, everything you could tell like how things are written. Just look at the narrative. Everything is positive. Oh, good spirits. Let's pray for Virgil Ortiz. It's not. Oh man, what if this guy is fucking lose? What if he can't make? It's not none of that type of shit. But when it comes to AB or whatever, they explain their history of not making weight, everything in fine detail. They don't do that when it comes to Virgil Ortiz. This is not something new. He has a history of doing this.
No, they activate the fucking moral compass because he got himself in the situation by being too heavy for a division. They're like, oh, he's suffering from a kidney situation. So please, let's just take this moment and pray. Let's not analyze the situation. No, fuck that. He's been too heavy. He has been. He literally said he came up from 140 already because he couldn't make 147. He's been missing weight consistently every fight and barely making it. He needs to move up some. It's simple. If you're not making the weight comfortably, then fucking move up. People like to say Devin Haney shouldn't be at 135 anymore anyway. Guess what? He's making weight. He's being responsible. Virgil Ortiz is the one almost dying. Jaime Munguia is the one almost dying. The same people who are yeah, exactly. The same people that were fucking protecting Jaime Munguia kept saying, "Oh, Charlo looks drained at 160. He needs to go up in weight anyway and fight Benavidez." Oh, Charlo hasn't almost died at a fucking weigh-in.
yeah. But on top of that, like, you got to think about it. Like, your natural weight is the most important thing that you got to watch out for, and your water weight on top of it. And I will probably say, like, after a weigh-in, you have to rehydrate to a good level to make sure that you don't pass out. Because I could even say that for my own experience back in wrestling, I wasn't cutting weight properly, and I was coming in, very dehydrated. Coming into the day of, leading into the matches, and that wasn't good. And I had to be really careful doing that. But just by going through that shit, that's like absolute, catch 22 of like you passing out and possibly getting killed.
Yeah, it's a very tough and difficult situation. So, and they have to consider his well-being. Are you like I said, if he's going to stay in the division, if it's not for a big fight, he's wasting fucking time and it's unnecessary risk. If he's not fighting Spence, Boots, or Bud, he needs to just leave. Not to mention he's holding up the fucking division because Boots could be number one for the WBO, and we're wasting time, man. Shit, Bud need a fight. Motherfuckers is whining and shit. Just you're holding up space. Same with Munguia. Munguia, move your ass out of the way if you're not gonna put in any work. Like, stop taking up the number one spot for no reason.
Yeah, I don't want to
his
see
bitch
it.
ass, his bitch ass don't even want to fight Janabek, and I think he beats Janabek. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, This is
No,
garbage,
he's
bro.
trying to go through like the same notion of just trying to wait out for all the killers in his division to leave, and then he could just get like a vacancy belt, against some guy that he thinks he could beat.
Yeah, they want to cash in on a bunch of vacates and hopefully catch in the division while it's weak and try to unify against garbage. And it doesn't always work out like that. Like I understand Munguia was only talking shit because he thought Charlo and Andrew were gonna move up, but even Andrew's moving up. He don't even want to fight fucking Janabek over the vacant. So I'm like, get the fuck out of the number one spot. You're wasting time. Let Janabek fight some other asshole for the belt, and then they can go on. Or maybe Charlo could unify with his ass. I don't know.
Yeah, Janabek.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't like the time wasting. Now people are comfortable with this. Like this is not boxing. This is a sideshow. I don't care. I don't want to see some damn telenovela about how he struggles to make weight and how everyone is like the business is fuck. Like I don't care. Golden Boy's always been a shitty operation, which is why they lost their prime stock to PBC in the first fucking place. And if history repeats itself, then so be it. But throw them in the garbage. Get your fighters to fight or fuck off. So waste of time.
Did I ever tell you about the Ebony Bridges situation?
What situation? I didn't know she had a situation.
About her getting that title shot over 9 other females.
Oh well, yeah, that's been discussed. We already know she got an undeserved title shot.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about motherfucking dropping Virgil Ortiz out the rankings because of this shit?
Yeah.
Julius is right, and like I said, I think that as opposed to having them go for 2 years, I just say you got to fight your way back. You get reset, and you can either fight to maintain your position, or you can get reset to fucking number 11, and then fight your way back up because this is annoying. Like if you want to bullshit around, stop getting in the way of title fights actually happening. Go away. Fucking fight your way back.
I think Virgil just needs to just quit boxing or just move up to 54 and get your butt whooped.
I mean, and the thing is, there's people at 154 he could beat. Like he could fight Danny Garcia at 154 and potentially beat him. He could fight fucking. I mean, shit. He is supposed to be like he might fuck around and beat Lubin because Lubin ain't got no chance. He could probably run over Tony Harrison. I mean, him versus Jared Hurd is a good fight. I'm not saying that he wins that fight. That's a good
Luis
fight.
Arias.
Yeah, like there's plenty of people. Like 154 is not as good as it used to be because everybody getting old. Like everybody over 30 and been in multiple wars and shit. So yeah, there's people they can beat, but it's just I understand he had his chin checked by Mean Machine, but like there's people he can beat up there. So I don't know what the fuck is the problem. He wasn't on weight because there was no weigh-in yet.
Didn't Virgil's get dropped by Green Beans?
Yeah, he got dropped by Green Beans. So maybe that's what they're worried about 154. But it wasn't. But nobody knows his weight because it wasn't a weigh-in. The weigh-in is this week, and they missed it.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
That's how you know it was bad that they couldn't even fucking. They didn't even want to get close to the weigh-in. They said, "Hell no."
Yeah,
was clearly not gonna make it. He was probably at like 158 right now or some shit.
Yeah, he was close to the weight limit, and that's what almost killed him. That's the problem. That's why we're at where we're at.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he overexerted himself, right?
Yeah. It's just excessive muscle breakdown, which leaks proteins into the bloodstream, which damages the kidneys. That's basically what happened to him, and like I said, they're gonna keep bullshitting around. And the worst part is, imagine something horrible happens to him, and you did this to fight fucking McKinson. Really? That's what you wasted your fucking time on, McKinson? The fact that
McKinson's third knockout.
Right. The fact that he's even in this situation over a McKinson fight is dumb as fuck. There's nothing in this. McKinson is a fucking nobody who's fought nobody and has 2 knockouts. There's nothing exciting about this fight. You risked your life for absolutely no fucking payoff.
Now you can't make this excuse.
I don't understand how McKinson even got there to the rankings.
He got some inferior title, but he was number 3. Boots is number 2.
So what happened to Alexander Vesputin?
Besputin tested positive after the Butayev fight, but he's number 10. He, he's number 8 for like the WBC, which I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about Besputin. He's not even ranked in the WBO. I don't think.
Man,
But yeah,
fuck
no,
that piece of shit.
but no, it's all this bullshit from McKenson. Like this is stupid. Like all of this nonsense and the fight not even worth it. It was just some dude you were supposed to run over.
Yeah, because I think I don't understand how some of these weird like Eurobum British fighters or whoever that just gets put up into the rankings that we don't even know, and they're just able to just keep fighting like a bunch of like no names that we don't know and just keep their ranking. Because like, correct me, like once you get ranked, you're supposed to fight the common opponents within that sanctioning body to keep your rank, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, they changed the system up depending on who you even end up fighting. So it doesn't matter. The rules are set one day, they're fucked up the next day. Like I said, I'm just tired of these fucking dudes taking up the number 1 slot and they're not even utilizing it. If you're not pressing for titles or fighting top contenders, get out of my way. Like and when I say top contenders, I don't mean like highly ranked contenders. I mean like prospects like with some weight to them. Like I'd even be cool with fucking Virgil
Oh shit,
fighting.
y'all see the chat?
What? What's up with the chat?
Pablo?
Yeah, no one already answered this question. No one cares. He was close to the weight limit. Yeah, that's why he's in the hospital right now because
He's dying.
he can't make the weight limit.
That does nothing for the overall point of what any of us are saying.
Yeah, that's the entire problem is he's not at the weight limit. He almost made it, but he couldn't make it. That's why he's at the goddamn hospital.
He was at like 148 point something.
he's too fucking heavy for the goddamn weight class. If you almost die making the weight, you need to move up. It's that simple. And if you are gonna stay here for another fight or two, it better be a fight that's worth shit. Not no fucking McKenson.
He should just petition to be the mandatory for Crawford or
He
Spence.
should fight Danny Garcia at 154.
Or yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're not gonna petition for a good fight, yeah, he could run over those dudes. Like Danny Garcia is probably tougher fight than Tony Harrison because Tony Harrison, his chin. We've seen his chinny chin. So
I think Danny Garcia would knock him out though.
I don't know all that. I think Virgil Ortiz faster than Danny Garcia. Garcia.
I think Danny Garcia, if he counters him well, he can get knocked out. Just simply because, you got to think about it. Like, Virgil only fights one way. He doesn't have a plan B or a plan C.
Neither does Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia doesn't do shit.
Yeah, but Danny knows how to counter.
He's slow though. He's slow and he's been beat up multiple times.
Lower at 154.
Exactly.
He has a problem pulling the trigger now for some reason. Like Danny, Danny
out his ass.
I don't know because if you look back at the Adrian Granados fight, he was timing him so well, and I think that's how.
Granados. Oh yeah, Conor Benn couldn't do that shit. I think Danny Garcia fucked around and beat Conor Benn. You would never fucking know.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I think that's how it's gonna play out. Against Virgil Ortiz because Virgil Ortiz is pretty much similar to Conor Benn. He just has more power.
And like I was saying, if the Midwest got a point, then he might not fight him. But let me say this: if he goes up to 154, his introduction, let it be Charles Conwell, McKenson with Probellum, Charles Conwell with Probellum, slide Conwell the same contract you slid McKenson, make the fucking fight. I don't
versus McKenson.
No, Conwell versus Ortiz Jr. if he goes up to 154.
Oh,
let that be his introduction to 154. Because what better fight, what better training you gonna have for like a Jermell Charlo than Charles Conwell? Come on,
bro. Charles Conwell will beat the living crap out of Virgil.
Oh, we gotta see. We gotta see it. But
actually, that fight could be a 50-50 fight.
Golden Boy couldn't afford a Jack Kakarot, Josh Taylor situation.
I mean, well, actually they could because Ortiz Jr. ain't no champion. He hasn't accomplished shit. So if he's gonna get beat up, now's the time.
By McKenson, though. How do you reframe him after losing to McKinson?
He's a young lion about to get his ass whooped.
I mean, if I'm Golden Boy, I'm gonna just use all the typical bullshit. Oh, he was young, he never fought a southpaw, and McKinson was the ultimate badass the whole time. Just people were sleeping on him.
Yeah,
That's all they ever say.
a record doesn't really mean nothing these days. They'll make an excuse.
Yeah, and it depends. If you're an undefeated champion, you're only good if you lose to Canelo. But if you're like Devin Haney, Charlo Andrade, or anybody else, you're trash. Shakur, yeah. If you're
like religiously evil,
or Tank,
that you lose.
Yeah, if
I'm
you're
not
like
gonna lie, they kind of don't try to play with Shakur like that.
Bro, Shakur is just on a different level.
Just as they can't act like he's not, you know.
And my thing is they don't have anyone to challenge him.
He was pillow fisted.
Yeah, some people say he don't have power.
Some people say because that Nakatani.
They used to say that a bit more though. They used to say he didn't have power a lot.
My thing is the reason why they're acting so calm with Shakur is because they don't have anybody to beat him right now. Like, who beats Shakur at 130 right now? Nobody. They have nobody. They don't even think Lomachenko beats him. So, and we all know what they think about Lomachenko. So that's why they ain't talking too much to Shakur because they don't know anyone that beats him.
Yeah, I think Shakur is gonna just steamroll 130 and become undisputed. Do the same thing at 135 and maybe 140, 147.
They're not gonna let Shakur.
You never know.
Down there.
Why not?
If he do Oscar too bad, everybody gonna be high.
Shakur is probably going to be undisputed anyway. Because if you think about it, like
the last two belts for undisputed, if he were to get past Valdez or over at DAZN, they ain't making that shit.
Against
Gutierrez and fucking Ogawa.
Gutierrez is with PBC.
Roger Gutierrez with PBC?
I thought so. Oh wait, actually no. Like you're right.
He's independent. He's independently signed, but he fights on DAZN because he fought on DAZN against Rene Alvarado to get the shit.
Yeah, like you're right because Gutierrez, he fought on Matchroom for like the past couple fights, but I got like my mind mixed up. I thought Gutierrez was with PBC, but
yeah. And the thing is, if Hector Luis Garcia get in there and whoop on Gutierrez, Shakur just gonna show him how it's done. He gonna shit. They'll make that fight. He'll be like Colbert. Here's how you do this shit, and then get in there and whoop on his ass.
Bro, I really hope Gutierrez beats up Hector Garcia because I don't want to see Hector Garcia win. Honestly.
I don't give a fuck about neither one of them motherfuckers. I just want motherfuckers to move out the way. Yeah, we know Midwest. We know. He'll beat the shit out of Loma, and Loma know it too. So it's not even really. No one's debating it because it's true. We know that he'll wash fucking Shakur. I mean, he'll wash Lomachenko. Shakur wash Lomachenko. We know. That's like it's not even it's like nobody's even questioning that shit.
I don't understand why Lomachenko thinks he still has like a chance to win a title
because he has political protection.
Well, the thing is like Lomachenko knows like what's gonna happen when Devin leaves, and the new killers that will take over 135 will be probably Frank Martin, El Rayo, Jose Valenzuela.
Bro, he's at top rank.
Wait, what?
Lomachenko's at top rank. He doesn't have to fight none of those people.
Yeah, but they're still going to fight each other to get to get a world title, contention placement. So.
None of that applies to Lomachenko. We've already been over this. That they tried to do that, and that's not how any of that works.
Lomachenko's just gonna sit up inside them damn sidelines, and then once he becomes like a champion, he's gonna be sitting on his high horse to be like, I do not need to fight nobody.
They're gonna politic the fuck out of it, bro. They're gonna politic. It doesn't matter. Like we've been through all this. Like even like let's say he whooped Cambosa's ass. Let's say he whooped Cambosa's ass.
All three of the damn belts.
And got all of this wrong. Not only would he not have to unify with Devin Haney because he don't have to, but the IBF got no Mando right now. His WBO mandatory would be some Ukrainian dude named Denis Burinchik, which who the fuck knows who that is. Ryan Garcia would be Devin Haney's mandatory, and that fight not getting made either. For the WBA, he would have to deal with Tank, but Tank fighting Rolly. So Tank could press him if Tank wanted to, but
Oh yes, please, please. Oh my
but,
god.
but that fight might not get made because technically it'd be a unification between it'd be a unification between two belts, but also they Top Rank can just bullshit it. Oh, Mayweather and them, they don't want to comply and have it on Top Rank. Lomachenko's the A side, blah blah blah, all that weak shit. That's what they've been doing. They've been doing it for years.
Oh man. Bro, fuck Top Rank. They need to just be taken out of boxing. Fuck 'em.
I disagree, Midwest. I disagree. I think that Devin Haney beat Loma. I think that Tank will fold Loma. I think that Michelle Rivera has a decent shot to beat Loma. I don't think that Lomachenko is. First of all, I never thought Lomachenko was that guy. But I think that
garbage.
I think that a lot of people give him tougher fights. The people like to give him credit. Shakur versus Valdez will go the distance. So what if it does?
Bro,
Valdez is gonna get beat the fuck up. So like, who cares if it does?
Yeah, he's not winning that fight. That's what's for sure gonna happen.
Valdez is gonna get his ass beat the hell up.
Yeah, unless he sleeps Shakur, he's not winning. Like he would literally have to push Shakur down, like out, or get a knockdown every round. Like it's not going, like he's gonna get washed, and it's okay. It's okay. It's called boxing, not knockout. Yeah, but no, man.
They really keep trying to say, yeah, he's only going to get a unanimous decision. He's going to get a unanimous decision. That's the only way he's going to win.
It's like, no, he can knock out Valdez, but he wants. Yeah, but he wants to be smart about it because Valdez does have some power. Not to mention he's a fucking drug cheat. You don't know what he's bringing to the table this time around. Got to be careful. Loma is still a threat to everybody. Yeah, if he had fought everybody, I would say that. But you know, we see how he's moving. I remember motherfuckers were telling me Lomachenko beats everybody at 135 after a fucking Teofimo loss. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
Man, so many dumbasses were saying that, man.
Like literally right after he lost to Teofimo, Lomachenko still beats all of 135. He just lost.
He's still the best at 35.
Yeah, like what the fuck are y'all talking about? He just lost to Teofimo. Like he's clearly not the best at 135. I'm not saying
Same
Teofimo.
thing they're doing with Triple G at 60. He's number one middleweight.
No, yeah, it's like, well, who is Charlo fight? I'm like, Charlo tried to fight Triple G and Canelo back in 2016, and they both said fuck no. And then with that Deverenchenko fight, everybody thought Deverenchenko was gonna get in there and do something. They saw how Charlo handled that shit. They were like, okay, yep, no, hell no, he definitely ain't getting the fight now. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Triple G saw that shit and he was like,
look, Triple G could have got the Canelo rematch in 2018 when the WBC ordered him to fight. They said whoever wins out of him and Charlo and Triple G gets a Canelo fight when he was still at 160.
Well, Canelo said there's nothing in it for me. It's not a valuable fight no more. Now all of a sudden that fight looking sweet. Ain't that a bitch?
If he would have beat Charlo, people would have begged Canelo to fight him again.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, people like, even if he did beat Charlo, that's still a good fight. And we see what Charlo's fucking made out of. And what would have been better is if Charlo had beat him and Charlo got robbed. That would have been, you know, better than what we're currently dealing with, where no one's fighting. Triple G is, you know, wouldn't even think about Murata till the WBA elevated him, and no one calls Murata an email champion. He didn't fight for the WBA Super. He just got elevated.
And got beat by Robert Brandt. And it was really weird that when he went to Japan for the fight, he just looked like horrible. Yeah, horrible.
You know,
but he beat him.
Rob Brandt is where I'm from, but nobody even knows him. I'm gonna keep it 100. They know Jamal James and fucking Caleb Truax.
Right.
Not Rob Brandt.
not Rob Brandt.
Funny, I'm dead ass. Like, I didn't even know. They said, bro, this he's from the city I'm in right now. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? We never talk about this nigga ever. I mean, this is the guy Murata lost to.
And then they'll say, oh, he came back in the Vince deal with a 2-round TKO.
Oh yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
Yeah, it's funny because they'll say that Triple G is clearly not ducking because he's going into a unification bout, but then they'll give Kambosos permission to not unify and say he's not ducking because he's doing the opposite. It's like, this is what the fuck I've been talking about.
Nah, they'll say Triple G's not ducking going because he's going to unification, but they'll say Errol Spence ducking Bud.
Right, yeah, that too. Then they'll say Errol Spence is ducking Bud by going into the same unification. He fighting everybody but Bud.
That's the number one misdirection going on right now. That bullshit. Oh my god.
He fighting everybody but Terrence Crawford. I'm like, wasn't Terrence Crawford crying about some bread and how he's getting treated like shit by his promoter? Man, figure that shit out.
Fucking bro, we all see him tell the world that the promoter couldn't give him the Errol Spence fight. It's in the fucking lawsuit.
He's ducking. We don't care what Terrence Crawford talking about. Like, dude, you guys are the worst interns ever. And then with this Jamel Charlo shit, I'm like, oh my god! Now all of a sudden, motherfuckers like, oh, Terrence Crawford is clearly the A side over Jamel Charlo, and Jamel needs to do what he said. What the fuck are y'all smoking on? Terrence Crawford, and he about to have 4. Terrence Crawford into an undisputed Jamel Charlo shot. Number 1, that's a good ass fight. Number 2, I think Bud will probably decision Charlo. But number 3, Bud is bringing nothing to the fucking table aside from his name. And as we've seen in the pay-per-view numbers, his name is worth about the same as fucking Charlo. Some niggas on Twitter don't change that. You can't go to the negotiating table and saying, well, my people on Twitter saying I'm being avoided. I'm publicly disagreeing with them, but I'm being avoided. So I deserve a bigger slice of pie. No, that's not how it works. You have no belt. You have no major network backing. And you're the one that needs to fight. They got niggas for Charlo to fight. They got Lubin, Fedora, Zoo, Madjamal. I mean, the PBC don't have Madjamal, but they can make the Madjamal fight because he's Mando. They got all these options. Bud is the one that's promotionally homeless and needs all these fucking fights. So, like I said, bro, if Bud ain't fighting fucking Ortiz Jr. or Thurman or whatever the fuck they plan on bullshitting him with, then just sit the fuck down until November. And after Spence get finished, just start fucking negotiating and get the shit done.
Bud versus Josecito Lopez in Dubai.
I swear to God, if Bud fights some motherfucking Josecito Lopez, I don't want to hear jack shit from him or his fucking fans, bro. He been fighting once a year for the last 2 years in November because he's quote unquote getting older and his training camps are getting harder. But now it's motherfuckers like, oh, he needs to fight soon. For what? For what?
I know, but talking about the training, man, I swear my recovery time is not how it was when I was 23.
Yeah, I agree.
I get where you're coming from.
No, absolutely. My recovery time is definitely worse, since I've been 23. But because I'm only a year behind you, so I completely get it. But like I said, I don't want to hear no shit unless he's fighting like Thurman or Ortiz Jr. Because then I don't want him to use that as an excuse why, I can't fight in November because I already fought this year, so I gotta give my fucking clock time to restart. And then they mandate some shit on Arrow, and then now Arrow gotta defend that shit. It's a whole thing, bro. Shit. That's why I prefer that Virgil Ortiz get folded or just leave. Because if this was Boots would be pressing the Mando spot for like a July fight or some shit. He wouldn't even be bothering with Castillo Clayton.
But Clayton said he ready though, so you know what I'm saying? He said he ready for war.
Clayton about to get that ass whooped.
Yeah, we're ready to get beat the fuck up. I don't care what Clayton talking about. Like, is Clayton gonna get some good licks in? Maybe, but it's not gonna last that long. He gonna get in one trade, feel that power, and then start doing a stanky leg like everybody else.
Boom, boom.
This nigga Boots is a switch hitter, man.
Yeah, he was talking, and people don't like to bring it up, but he was talking that shit to Bud. He was like, "Yeah, Bud is the type of dude who starts off orthodox, realizes he's not that great at it, and it's not working, and then he'll just go ahead and switch to southpaw for the rest of the fight." He said, "I can actually do both. I can switch mid-fight, and I can fight both ways the entire fight. I'm an actual switch hitter. I'm not a guy that's really a southpaw, but then just says I'm a switch hitter because it sounds cool." I was like, "Woo!"
Jaron Ennis is a natural southpaw.
Oh, I didn't know he was a natural lefty. That's cool.
No. He is, because if you look at his earlier fights and in the amateurs, he always starts out southpaw. But I can see why he says that he's a natural switch hitter, and he does it, basically like whenever he feels it in a fight, because he has that good high level ring IQ to know when to see those punches coming and then try to reverse it to hard counter those those trades.
I mean, it is what it is. Fucking Clayton's gonna get wasted. Hopefully, this means that he is in title position. Because contrary to popular belief, I'm not protecting Errol Spence Jr. If Errol
They
Spence
said
Jr.
Boots ain't getting the title shot till next year.
Oh,
which I hope that's not the case because he's supposed to. This is the title eliminator for the IBF, and the IBF currently has no mandatory on Spence as far as what I'm looking at. So, and like I said, contrary to popular, yeah, there's no IBF Mando yet. So
yeah.
contrary, and you know what's fucked up? Virgil Ortiz Jr. is the number 4 ranked right under Jaron Ennis, but motherfucker don't want to fight. You know, don't want to fight nobody. You don't want to fight fucking McKinson. So honestly, I hope that Boots is in a mandatory position because, contrary to popular belief, nobody's protecting Spence. If Boots got to fight Spence to get to a title shot, I'm all for it. And the winner should fight Bud, clear all this bullshit up, and then do whatever. So if Spence beat up Boots, hey, is what it is. If Boots get in there and whoop Spence ass, Crawford ain't got no excuses. Man. I don't want to hear shit about 154. I don't want to hear about Jamel Charlo. Stay your ass right where you at, and let's fight.
Yeah, Spence and Boots will be like such a big pay-per-view fight.
Yeah, it'd be huge. It'd be huge.
Have that shit down in Texas or down in Philadelphia. Please.
Yeah, it has to be in Texas. Ain't nobody gonna go to no fucking Philly. I mean, with all due respect to Philly, yeah. ain't nobody trying to do all that bullshit. Let's go to Texas.
So what? Jaron Ennis has to go to EJ's backyard.
Yeah, who the fuck is Jaron Ennis? He ain't putting in no work.
Nigga, Fulton is coming to my backyard.
Okay, yeah, Fulton. To be honest,
Philadelphia doesn't have that many amenities, crowd. Like, there's not enough to do in Philly. There's like the political section, then there's the gangster section. Texas is more spread out. They got better food. It's not as cold. They got bitches. They got thick women and shit.
I was just thinking, you could sell out Philadelphia and let the Eagles Stadium or maybe like Wells Fargo.
It sucks. It's always gray in fucking Philadelphia. No one likes that shit. I live close to Philadelphia. It's gray around this motherfucker. Like, ain't nobody want to do all that.
So Jaron Ennis is probably gonna have to make like a title defense out there. So hopefully.
I mean, he could defend if he gets the title off Spence. He can defend where the fuck he want. But like I said,
don't whoever win the title don't Spence.
I would like to just go to a Jaron fight.
Don't you got to fight Stanosis or whatever winner?
That's what I was saying. I personally think that I don't know if them boys gonna take that step aside bread again, especially because if Stanionis beat Butayev like I think he's going to, Stanionis is with Probellum. And if that gets them within one fight of undisputed, like why would you pass up on that? They're gonna be like, look, man, we took care of business once, let you niggas scrap. Let's go ahead and give and give our boy a shot.
Stanosis gonna win that fight. I don't know. Yeah. I want. No, I don't even give a fuck. Fuck both.
I mean, honestly, like,
why you want Butayev to win? Like, why?
You know why, nigga.
Oh wait, why?
Oh, why? Because why? Because you think Errol Spence gonna whoop his ass easier?
Nah, because that shit with Jabal James.
So you want him to lose?
Yeah, but I don't know, man. They both kind of fight the same to me.
Nah, I moved Pablo. I moved for work and a multitude of other reasons, but yeah, I'm East for now.
Spence will move up to vacate instead of fighting Boots.
Wait, I mean, we got to see. We got to see. I mean, that would be on
move all the way up to 160.
That would be weird, but I guess 160
be hearing things like Boots saying he was gonna have a fight at 160.
I think
he said that was a rumor.
I think what you heard was him saying that if nobody wants smoke, he'll take a fight at 160 because he ain't doing shit else.
Shit, fuck it. He'll probably be cold as hell at 160.
Oh, he'd be a fucking tank. I mean,
you know what I'm saying, dude? And that brings me to what I was saying on Twitter. A lot of people got upset when I said it. I'm gonna keep it 100. As much as people think I hate Canelo, I honestly don't think Canelo's the best fighter in the world stylistically.
Stylistically, absolutely not.
Canelo's trash.
Because I'm like, dude, I told somebody I told one of those Canelo Man fans today, I'm like, dude, you guys literally fear when Canelo fights somebody with a little bit of footwork. When it comes to boots, Bud, and Arrow, we don't even care. We just think our guy's gonna win any type of matchup. You know what I mean? It's a difference.
Yeah.
It's not even that we think we're gonna win. It's just we don't know, the outcome is not guaranteed. Like you can talk all the shit you want. Like I picked Canelo against Charlo at 168 for a multitude of reasons. But the thing is, it's not guaranteed. Anything can happen. That's what makes it exciting. I don't want to put Charlo, Spence, Bud, Haney, Wilder, all the fighters I like in positions where they're just gonna wash everybody. That's boring. Like, why the fuck would I want Wilder to fight Derek Chisora? Like, who gives a what the fuck?
That's why Wilder versus
Yeah,
Ortiz
that
is
that
one of
one
my favorite boxing matches, because that was like one of those roller coaster matches. Like, oh my god, man!
Yeah, bro. Like, I ain't
It
trying
wasn't
to.
a sure thing that Wilder was gonna win that fight.
Yeah, like I don't want to watch all my favorite people just destroy the entire division. That's not good boxing. That's boring.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking what, pay for the fight, and I'm like, oh yeah, Jamal Charlo or whatever, whoever the fuck, finna just come in and destroy this motherfucker. That's like what if Wilder fought fucking fought what's that dude, Big Bang Zhang or whatever, that's getting ready to fight Hergovich.
Yeah.
Like why would I even, why the fuck would I even want that? That's just like retarded.
Nobody
Like
fucking.
what? Oh shit, Midwest getting at you, Cross. He's Jesus. All right,
Let me drop
Okay,
the link for that video.
whatever, like you say, knowing that I constantly watch boxing every day, but all right, okay,
I think
All
it's just because I think it's because you said Canelo was trash. I don't think Canelo
yeah,
is trash.
because he's a fucking idiot.
I don't think Canelo is trash. I just think he's
Canelo is
stylistically
trash. He is
Ah.
trash.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean that's
Why
an
do you think
opinion.
he's trash?
That's an opinion you got.
No, it's not like to me, from like what I'm looking at is that Canelo has zero skills to face against somebody that is a pure boxer puncher. And then on top of that, when you look at everything from like the, intangibles, what intangibles does Canelo have that gives you that mindset to say, wow, he's that type of fighter that's going to, give a lot of fighters problems? He doesn't show you any of that. He shows you a lot of deficiencies against fighters that he can beat, but there's a reason why he's fighting those type of styles. He's fighting those styles because he's showing to you he can't fuck with anybody else that presents a more difficult style. Why isn't
Yeah.
Canelo pushing for those harder fights? Because Canelo knows he's going to get like basically fucking destroyed. He's not as good as he says he is. If you're pound for pound number one, fight other pound for pound fighters. Don't be fighting bums.
Well, none of the niggas that we want him to fight are currently ranked pound for pound. I'll say that. Like
Thank you.
I don't have Jamal Charlo ranked pound for pound. I don't have Benavidez because they ain't really done enough. But I will say that I disagree on that point. I think Canelo does show definitive separation against in a multitude of different categories. I'm not saying that he's a bad fighter, but stylistically, I currently do not think he is the best on the planet when it comes to styles. But the weight classes are so dispersed, and I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, that's an opinion. I disagree, but we all know the other stuff, the political stuff, the drug stuff. Like we all know how all that shit factors in.
Yeah, but then on top of that, he's a drug cheat. So how can you say that he's a good fighter when
that has nothing to do with his style. Like I'm talking about.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It doesn't. He fights the same. He fights the same regardless. It's the same as like it's the same as like Vesputin on drugs or off drugs. Like that doesn't change his fighting style. Does that heighten your abilities some? Does that give you the ability to jump around the weight classes? For sure, but it doesn't like change his style. It's like if I found out Triple G tested positive, like that wouldn't change Triple G's style at all. Like it'd just be he's a nigga that fights like that. But what's up, Midwest? My bad.
Yeah, I have to disagree with Karad on when you said he struggles with boxer punchers. Like, no, he don't. That's the style he does great against. Actually, if you want to be honest, I feel like that's his favorite. That's his favorite type of style. What was Callum Smith? Boxer puncher.
Callum Smith is not a boxer puncher. No.
He is a boxer puncher.
No, he is not.
Callum Smith is a boxer puncher.
He
Danny
is
Jacobs.
flat-footed of a fighter. to even be labeled as a boxer puncher. He's a puncher. That's who he is. Like
Callum Smith? Nah.
Yes, he's a puncher.
He's
There's never been one fight where he actually boxed somebody.
I mean, that's how he won the Super Series. Like a lot of his fights have come via a decision. I'm looking up his KO ratio now, but he's not like some monster ass puncher. I mean, just because he's Link Castillo, but no, out of 28 wins, he's got 20 knockouts. But like he knocked out George Groves, which is his most famous win. But no, he boxes some too, especially that.
And George Groves has been knocked out multiple times, but by Fox, and I don't think we looked at him as like elite, right?
I definitely didn't, but I agree with Midwest that he is a boxer puncher because he doesn't do one like so much better than the other to declare him either pure boxer or pure puncher.
Yeah,
I just say he's just a standard Euro bum fighter, honestly.
Euro bum.
Bro,
my thing is you can't say that and then be high on Andre Ward. Okay, you don't like him for being George Grove. That's called
wait, what?
My thing is like you knock him for beating George Grove. That's called French best win. It was Andre Ward's best win.
Okay.
No, Andre Ward's best win is Kovalev.
That decided
French's best win is Jermaine Taylor, if anything.
Yeah, French's best win is
Andre Ward's best win is Kovalev, dog. Ain't nobody ever.
Yeah, but Andre Ward's best wins is Euro bumps. You can't praise Andre Ward for that.
Kovalev's a Eurobum?
But down talk Canelo or somebody else for it.
Well, hold on. But Kovalev's a Eurobum?
Yeah, he was a Eurobum when Canelo fought him.
No, Kovalev was not a Eurobum when Canelo fought him. Kovalev was washed. He wasn't no damn Eurobum.
Terrible.
I don't think he was washed. I think he was like in a fucked up situation. He's getting sued for the bullshit. He had to take the motherfucking fight because he ain't got no because he couldn't negotiate. He needed the money.
And he was an alcoholic. That's another reason why.
I think he's alcoholic.
Come on, bro. Yeah. Come on, bro. That's the primary reason I say the niggas washed because he was on drugs and alcohol and depression.
I think he had a rehydration clause too.
That's the same reason why AB got washed because the nigga wasn't focused. He was fucking up.
I wouldn't say that. I feel like for AB, I feel like his career was mishandled.
Be that as it may, add the fuck up to it. He was drinking, he was fucking hoes, he wasn't handling business.
Yeah, but that comes with it when you give a young dude that type of success. Any young nigga gonna do that type of success.
100%. But that contributes to him being washed. That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about the reasons why he did what he did. I'm talking about the fact that he was unfocused, not taking his career seriously. He was drinking, fucking hoes, not working out, getting fat and shit. That contributes to him being washed. Because every time you have to come back from something, you get more and more washed. And if you add the defeats to that, that's all I'm trying to say. Like Kovalev with the lawsuit situation with the lady. I understand why he needed the bread, but the nigga was drinking. You ain't had to drink. Alcohol costs money. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Oh, what's up, Jared?
That should get highly overlooked. Like nobody ever talks about that. He almost killed that bitch, and nobody ever talks about it.
Yeah, he broke her fucking back.
Yeah.
And down the gloves was funny too. Yeah, I think so too.
Bro, Maidana cheated, bro.
Yeah, people say that, and a lot of people say with a lot of black folks say with how we got behind Wilder, how we might let some shit slip through the cracks with AB, and I'm like, there might be something to that.
No, I actually think Maidana cheated because if you think about it, like Maidana, like he wasn't smoking dudes out like that, and he wasn't really that big of a puncher to begin with, but.
That's all Maidana did was punch. So he definitely didn't have no boxing skill.
Well, he's always been a big puncher, but he's never really been a
pound you down type of puncher. He's a volume puncher.
Yeah, he's never been a top fighter to be honest until he beat AB. That's why when people are Floyd beat Maidana. Like Maidana ain't never really do shit besides beat AB. That's the best thing he ever done in his career.
Yeah, he beat some wash dudes. Like he beat up a young, goofy Victor Ortiz, which wasn't nothing. He beat Awash Morales. He beat Jesus Carras, who wasn't that great. He beat my
thing has always been
Luis Castillo.
If Floyd didn't want to fight Maidana and they gave AB that rematch, AB more than likely would have won the rematch.
Yeah,
AB definitely would have won the rematch.
He probably would have decisioned him. He would have been so scared to engage. He would have just outpointed him by like 2 punches around. Some shit like that.
But I feel like that moment right there is what like fuck AB's career up, not letting him get that rematch.
Yeah, and like I said, also his own shenanigans. You know, the man washed himself effectively, just like Kovalev fucking washed himself. He washed his own ass. But but nah, crowd. I don't think Canelo is stylistically the best, but I also don't think he's stylistically limited. And he says, Jared Smith says, why do Canelo fans say Canelo wanted undisputed at 160 with Andre, but the IBF stripped him? Well, because they're dumb. Because the IBF was not the last belt that he needed. And the reason why, yeah, it was the WBO, but with the IBF situation, he was supposed to fight Deverenchenko. What happened is that they claim it was a money dispute, but the fact of the matter is that they allowed themselves to be stripped by not reaching an agreement. Because if I was supposed to go to purse bid and no one picked up the fight, so they just allowed the fucking belt to get dropped because they didn't want to deal with Deverenchenko, and they definitely didn't want to deal with Andre. Because my thing is, if you wanted to fight Andre, why go on this fucking rant afterwards saying you're a horrible fighter and I'll never fucking fight you? Why is all that necessary?
Canelo. What he's talking about right there is, what's his name? He currently is Cambos.
Cambos is
wait, what? But could I add on the Canelo situation?
Get out of Canelo. Oh yeah, they were trying to get $7 million out of Canelo, and Canelo like, nah, we only give you 4 or 5. That's what that money dispute was. And they tried to petition to the IBF.
Oh, to try to get more money out of the Deverenchenko fight.
I heard Chenko was asking for like 4.
Yeah, Chenko was trying to ask for a good amount of money. That's
why I didn't hear 7. I heard he was trying to ask for 4.
Yeah, 4.
And them niggas have 4 million. I don't care what nobody said. Them niggas have 4 million.
Yeah, and the thing is, they couldn't take to a purse bid because you got to remember, Canelo's purses was like $40 million. So giving that motherfucker 30% of that was way more than what they want to pay him.
What, at that time frame at 160?
Yeah.
I thought Canelo didn't make 40 mil until he.
No, he was coming off the Triple G fights crowd. That's why. But the thing about it is, I said, I heard that Deverenchenko just wanted 4. It wasn't even a percentage, and there wasn't even any back end included. I just heard that there was no initial offer made, which is why it was even going to purse bid in the first place. And then they just said, "Fuck it, allow me to be stripped." I didn't know that there was advanced negotiations.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go back and look at that because other people got different narratives. Like some people say, "Oh, he sent Deverenchenko an offer," and I'm like, and then Deverenchenko turned it down, and I'm like, okay, if that's true, then why are we even talking about purse bids? It's just he declined the offer and the fight's fucking off. But they just, like I said, I think personally they just delayed and allowed themselves to be stripped, especially after how he did against Triple G.
Yeah, but Canelo did the same shit at 154 too.
Exactly. He held out at 155, let Andre lose the belt for inactivity, and they fought Liam Smith. Did the same thing with Benavidez in 168, fought Callum Smith. It's the same. It's the same routine.
Yeah, because if Canelo had to, honor, any of those mandatories, he would have, had to run into Jermell Charlo.
Yeah, but he doesn't mind dropping belts, so it's whatever.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, theoretically, Canelo would have lost, to Charlo at that time frame.
I mean, shit, he may have been able to knock his head off, but unfortunately, we'll never fucking know.
Yeah, but Canelo understands, and he shows to us that he doesn't want to be the best. So that's why I say that he's garbage, and he's not that good.
Popular opinion says he is the best. So not only does he not have to worry about that, but the public says he's the best. So he's like, fuck it.
Popular opinion is bullshit. That don't mean shit. Your skills pay the bills. So therefore, yeah. Because, if popular opinion actually, made sense in boxing, guys like Terrence Crawford would be, touted to be, let the best fighter ever.
Well, he was until Canelo went on his 168 run.
But no, they made Canelo pound for pound number one after he beat Yodira.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
He's pound for pound number one by beating a absolute bum.
I thought it was after Callum Smith.
Yeah, I was thinking it was after Callum Smith.
I think it was after Callum Smith. Well,
Yeah.
because he fought Abney after that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was around that time for sure.
Yeah, after he got that belt off Callum Smith, they took Terrence Crawford off of the number one spot for ESPN. They were like, oh no, it's Canelo now.
Which is absolute bullshit. Because who the fuck? What is Callum Smith doing now? And he really lost a rider.
Oh, Callum Smith apparently he's a fucking Terminator. He's straight leaning motherfuckers at light heavyweight. I remember BoxRec put him at number one at light heavyweight. I was like, why? Like they ranked him number one. I was like, based off of what?
Wait, what?
Yeah, Callum Smith. They ranked his ass. BoxRec ranked him as number one at light heavyweight with like no belt. He had one fight up there.
Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah.
Oh my god, what a pussy!
Payola for sure.
Bro, if I ever see him in real life, I gotta just ask him like, do you really think you're that good? Like, seriously.
When he a professional fighter, he gonna say, hell yeah. I only lost to Canelo, nigga.
Yeah, I like honestly, like, I don't have any beef, against them. It's just that, these like Euro fighters just need to cross over to the, pond early to the United States. And, if you actually do beat some certifieds, then yeah, I'll actually say like, okay, you're actually a very good fighter, but don't try to push this narrative to say like Euro fighters can do well, just like American fighters. But then, like once they get tested, by that veteran level smoke, they get their asses beat, then, all that hype goes into the, garbage can. So,
well, I don't really base it off of place of origin, to be honest. It's just the skill set. Like, for example, one of the fighters that I think could do some like legitimate damage over here is Felix Cash. Despite how he looked his last fight, I think Felix Cash at middleweight, he can fuck around and give a lot of people over here some issues. But I don't know what's gonna happen with that.
No, I don't.
As far as the zone,
I don't think Felix Cash is gonna do anything at like at 160. I think like if he gets like if he faces somebody like about like like a Munguia, or I'll say maybe like I'll just throw in like Austin Williams or whoever. I think he gets stopped, like hands down.
yeah, I didn't say. Well, I don't know about that, but I didn't say he could beat everyone. I would say he gives a lot of dudes over here some problems.
Like who?
At 160?
Yeah.
You can give Mugia some problems. Ammo's pretty fast, but Ammo sometimes smothers his work, is uncoordinated. He could definitely beat up like Selecki, who fucking.
Oh yeah.
He can. Selecki. He can give if Rosado's at 160 problems. He could beat up Rosario. That's for sure. If as long as his chin held up, that's the only issue, is that his chin got fucking thoroughly tested by that Russian guy. He almost fucked around and lost to. Some people say he did lose.
Who?
But his last fight, the Russian guy he fought.
Oh yeah. Madaev. Yeah.
He could beat up Derevyanchenko. Adames probably beat his ass. Felix Cash could definitely beat Jose Benavidez Jr.
Yeah, definitely Jose Benavidez, but Carlos Adames, he better stay, away from him.
No, Adames probably stop him.
Yeah, Adames will just fucking kill him. Like that'll be like a Subriel Matias versus Dadashev moment.
He could probably beat Murata, but we're not gonna know.
He could definitely beat Triple G.
No. Triple G hit too hard. No, Triple G hit too hard.
Oh my god. Hey, what's up, Triple G? I'm gonna outbox it and then be like, boom. He gets
yeah. And Triple G got that good finishing ability, so he won't be able to fuck with Triple G. He not fucking with Triple G, he not fucking with Charlo. He not fucking with Munguia, to be honest. He should fight fucking what's his name? Chris Eubank. They over there. They on the same side. They both British. They might as well. Shit.
Yeah, that's a good ass fight, actually.
They both ain't accomplished jack shit, so they might as well fucking scrap each other.
Chris Eubank is a former world champion. Put some respect on that British man's name.
He was an IBO champ, bro. He ain't shit. He over
Yeah,
here calling out
he's a
fucking welterweight.
champion.
He's calling out welterweights, dude. He's a
I'm a
bitch.
champion. I'm a
Imagine,
champion.
imagine Wilder calling out fucking Benavidez. Like Wilder's like, hey Benavidez, get your fat ass up here because you can't make weight. Like, bro, Chris Eubank need to make some moves or shut the fuck up. I'm tired of hearing
Bro,
about it.
I wanna see Deontay Wilder versus Jermell Charlo.
Nah, it was some stupid shit.
Why not?
Nah, Johnny Beck ain't no fucking boogeyman, nigga.
Bro, Wilder versus Jermell Charlo will be the biggest fight for Black American boxing.
Yep, all 2 rounds of it.
Deontay Wilder will sleep him.
Yeah, that's dumb. It's a stupid ass fight. But no, I don't see Johnny Beck as the boogeyman. I don't think Andre ran from him. I mean, Andre was in a difficult spot because he's not unifying jack shit, and people were saying that he was ducking Benavidez staying at 160. So Andre would have always been a person running from someone. So I don't really count that. Like, that doesn't matter to me.
Oh, yeah, but you guys excited for this upcoming weekend for fights?
Is there a fight this weekend? That shit got canceled.
No, Berlanga's fighting this weekend, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure about McKinson, but if he has a fight, if he could get a last minute replacement, let's just say,
and he just go ahead and let Cobbs get that.
Wait, who?
Cobbs.
Actually,
Golden Boy.
That's actually not bad because
Golden Boy Cobbs.
Yeah, because McKinson can fight Blair Cobbs, and then Alexis Roca. He could probably fight. Well, I don't even know who the fuck he's gonna fight. If you could get somebody, but
was Cobbs scheduled on that card, or was that fight supposed to happen later? Was Cobbs scheduled on that card, or was it supposed to happen later?
No, he was scheduled on that card fighting or to be fighting Alexis Roca.
Oh, Midwest says winner fights Ortiz. Yeah, okay. I mean, whatever.
Oh, the winner fights Ortiz.
Jared Smith got it right. They should let Speedy Rashidi get in there.
Yeah.
but MTK probably gonna be like, oh hell no, he ain't fighting that nigga.
Yeah, get Ellis to fight Roca for like a rematch.
Speedy Rashidi need to sue the fuck out them.
Oh, same thing with Luis Feliciano too.
Man, dude, they're fucking garbage. They got Speedy and nigga storage.
Yeah, I feel really bad for him, man.
Yeah, I haven't fought in like what, 2 years, 3 years? Like, fucking ridiculous. And keep in mind,
he's been out the ring since 2020.
Yeah, and keep in mind, of all the fights he's had no big fights. He still hasn't even left the prospect stage. He's got like 22 fights, and he's still a fucking prospect.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say he's ready for the world title level.
I mean, you can say that, but he's not ranked. He's not ranked anywhere. He's still a prospect.
But that doesn't mean anything. Like, I mean,
it does mean anything. That determines if you get a title shot or not.
Well, I thought, being like a world title challenger, mainly depends off of how good like your style is.
How can you challenge if you're not ranked?
Yeah, that's true, but there's plenty of people that don't deserve to be on the rankings.
Opinions don't get you the title shot though. You have to beat the right people in the right order to get the title shot. The opinion of how good they are clearly means nothing. The public can't change anything about that. So if he's over here been bullshitting, hasn't been getting the appropriate fights, and not moving up the rankings, he's not getting shit.
Yeah, like I get that part, but I'm saying that you'll just looking at it from a stylistic point of view, if you know that a fighter is good enough to be good in those particular matchups to become a world champion, then obviously he or she needs to prove it to you. But at the end of the day, styles do make fights, and if you're going to look at it from from a third person perspective, you're basically looking at it through their intangibles.
And I mean, Speedy is fast. That's it. That's all we've seen so far. We haven't seen him push to take it into another gear because he hasn't really been tested like that. Everyone he's fought, they've not only been inferior fights, but he's been cooking them. So it's like we have no metric from which to gauge him. And like I said, he's not even entitled. He's not even in position to fight in an eliminator because Golden Boy is shitting the bed. So it's just rather unfortunate.
Yeah, well, it's the same bullshit with Luis Feliciano because, like, he's in, court case right now, fighting up against Golden Boy, and whatever happens out of that case, which I hope he wins, and same thing with Rashidi, if he could press, charges on them, um, they should get out of Golden Boy, try to go maybe with the PBC or DAZN, maybe with Matchroom, and see what happens. I don't know, man.
Yeah, hopefully they figure some shit out because shit definitely ain't working.
Yeah, because I don't, like that shit. I don't understand why Golden Boy has all that power to do that, to like a fighter.
Golden Boy doesn't have. I mean, well, you're signed on with those people, so they're responsible for making your fights and moving you and stuff, and they just don't have any. They're just refusing to promote Rashidi well, and they're not giving him any quality work because they want to rally everything around their Mexican fighters, which I get, but at the end of the day, you're wasting a lot of talent.
Yeah, look at what happened with that former black fighter that passed away, Travell Mazion.
Right.
I literally thought he was gonna be something, but then the minute I found out he passed away, I was like, dude, that's just sad. And then fucking Oscar De La Hoya didn't even have the fucking nerve to even like reach out to the fucking family. It's just absolutely sickening.
Yeah, people like to come at PBC for being the black one or the black promoter, but they never come at the Zone for being the Euro promoter. They never come at Golden Boy for being the Mexican promoter. They never come at Top Rank for being the anybody but black people promoter. It's like,
I mean, shit, look at what happened with fucking Stephen Shaw. He fucking told me about that bullshit, that the PBC did to him, and I mean, I'm pretty sure, there was like definitely like, more details to it, but, the PBC can definitely screw people over too.
is that what you heard from Stephen Shaw?
Yeah, he gave me like a full, background story of him getting like a multi-year deal with PBC, but I guess like what happened was that Al Heyman or whoever was working in the management, they wasn't keeping him active, consistently. And
That's
then
because Stephen Shaw signed with DeBella.
yeah. But on top of that, the problem was that his father was complaining about him not getting his his like financial structure put together. So I guess his father started a small little argument over it, and then that's where the PBC wanted to get him off of the contract, and then he was basically left promotionally homeless to the point where DeBella basically had to take over, and ever since then it was hard for him to ever get put on that bigger spotlight to get those bigger fights for him to make more money.
It's unfortunate that Stephen Shaw had to be a casualty of DeBella's bullshit, but DeBella and Al Heyman have a pretty garbage relationship, so that's what it is.
Yeah, but I'm saying that Stephen Shaw, like, he should have been pushed as like a more, bigger star because.
Considering his last fight, I don't know about all that.
Yeah, but you're just looking at it, off of like one performance.
I mean, that was his first step up against a known journeyman, and I mean, he didn't handle business to my liking, and he's already a small ass heavyweight.
So, do you think he needs to go down?
I'm not saying he needs to cut down the cruiser. I'm just saying I'm looking at the field that's out there. He's a small heavyweight. It's all about a height. It's all about the height game now. Everyone's like 6'4" plus. I think everyone's like 6'4", 6'5" plus. I think he's like 6'4", but he's a
Yeah,
relatively small.
yeah, he's 6'4".
Yeah, he's a relatively small heavyweight compared to the rest of the field. I
Well,
mean, the
I
only
mean,
person he
he got
stands
the
eye to
wins,
eye with,
honestly.
the only person he stands eye to eye with is Frank Sanchez, and I think Frank Sanchez probably beat his ass. So
Like,
but
I think he could beat, Robert Helenius, Adam Kalnaki. He could beat Andy Ruiz.
oh shit, I don't know about that.
What?
I think Kalnaki, yeah, he will Kalnaki ass. Hellenius, I don't know. Andy Ruiz, I wouldn't favor Steven Shaw to win that shit.
Uh, I mean, I still like to see those fights though.
Oh, absolutely. I love to see the fights for Steven
Um,
Shaw.
I want to see him face Jared Big Baby Anderson, but that's gonna probably have to happen like when they get titles or try to go for like a world title contention spot.
Yeah,
And
see some shit like that. I don't think he wins that either.
yeah, but I still like to see it. At least prove it to me if you could beat him.
Yeah, I think fucking Big Baby will probably stop him. He's too Big Baby too damn big.
Big Baby. I kind of feel like his size is like a little bit overrated because he's a big dude, but the problem is that he's like fighting up against heavyweights that are not fighting back at him, right? So he's only fighting dudes that don't give up a lot of punch resistance to actually throw something back at you.
Yeah, I mean Jared Anderson's resume is trash, but so is Steven Shaw's. And if they fought right now, I'd pick Baby to fucking stop him.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I just want to see that fight happen like soon because Shaw, he's not getting any younger. So I think at this point he needs to be moved fast.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean they're both a top rank, so ain't got no excuses. I mean shit, they should probably
Yeah,
have make that.
I think Shaw's next opponent is that Italian dude Guido Villanella.
I don't know who the fuck that is, but
That's that white dude that got his ass beat beat the hell up by Kingsley eBay. That African dude that got knocked out by Jared Anderson.
oh, okay. Well, hopefully Steven Shaw can handle business.
Yeah, but I think those are like good fights for Stephen Shaw just to get his name promoted, and then after that, he could start getting getting a world title shot, somewhere down the line.
Mm. Jared Smith says, "Yo, did Keyshawn pull out his fight? Yeah, he has a virus that's not COVID. That is the official story.
Yeah, he probably got himself like a fucking STD.
Oh, don't spread that, Jesus.
I don't know.
It could. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you don't know, I mean, don't spread that. It could be from food. It could be, it could be like E. coli or some sort of poisoning
Oh
or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
something like that. So, but yeah, I'm not gonna say fucking STE. That's a fucking scandal. We don't know what that is because if you're making money, you shouldn't be fucking with low grade hoes.
Yeah.
And that's just those are just the facts. But yeah, nah, Keyshawn, that's unfortunate. I mean, you saved whoever he was fighting an ass whooping.
Yeah, his opponent was gonna get his ass beat.
But fucking, it's like just boxing right now. I'm like, I don't understand why people are fucking so happy with the lack of fights that we're getting, and it's always this PBC versus top rank nonsense. I'm just like, I just want to see fights where we can't actually predict the goddamn winner. That's all I'm saying. And if you're gonna be in title position, take a title shot or get the fuck out the way. I'm really sick of it. I don't want to see this shit no more. It's aggravating.
Yeah, the political matchmaking is definitely destroying the sport.
And like I said, now Virgil Ortiz is in a bad situation because you've done all this to fight fucking McKinson, a nobody, an absolute and complete and utter nobody. This is all just a waste of fucking time. So it's shit.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay. Of course, thoughts and prayers with Virgil Ortiz, and hopefully the situation comes back. But he's got some thinking to do, just like Jaime Munguia's got some thinking to do. Because if you're not fighting Triple G, you're not fighting Janabek, you're not fighting Jamal Charlo, you're not fighting Andrade. What are you doing at 160? What do you plan to accomplish at 160? What are you gonna do? You want to wait till Triple G retires, Andrade and Charlo both move up, and then what? Shit, he doesn't want to fight. He don't even want to fight Adames. I'm like, God damn, like really? It was like, gee, you ain't trying to fight no fucking body.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, if Virgil, can ever get a title shot, do you think he's gonna last as a potential champion?
At what division?
154.
Yeah, I mean, if as long as he's not fighting any of like the certified people there, yeah, he could last quite a bit because there's 154 is dry. It's between the old crop is over 30 and moving out like Tony Harrison and then Danny Garcia maybe if he decides to go up there. Fucking Charlo himself, we don't know what he's gonna do after he gets undisputed. So yeah, he could do some damage up there for a little bit. But if people like Charles Conwell work their way into mandatory position, Joey Spencer could be dangerous. Xander Zayas could pull some shit out. Tim Zoo's a threat. Madrimov is a threat. So we just got to see. I mean, we just got to see. We don't know. Brandon Adams has been known to pull upsets. Apparently, he's capable of that. So, but the crowd at 154 is dying. Like Charlo and all them dudes scrapped when they were supposed to. That's why they've all been through a lot of shit. That's why they're kind of calming down. That's what happens when you have a competitive division. All the top people are fucking fighting each other, and all the fights are hard. So yeah, now 154 is actually at a sweet spot where it's pretty weak. Outside of the top 4 or 5 niggas, ain't really nobody up there doing any damage. It's between the 2 champions, a few grizzled veterans, and some prospects. That's it.
Yeah, I think the only people that are going to take over after Charlo and Castaño leave the division, theoretically, if they, if either one gets undisputed, I think it's going to be Lubin. I think it might be maybe Tim Zoo if he could win against Terrell Boucher. And
that's Fundora.
Yeah, maybe Fundora, but I don't think so. I think he's too frail of a fighter. But I'd say after that, you probably might have Xander Sayas there, but I don't think Xander's gonna stay at 154. I think he's gonna have to move up to 160 soon. And
Xander Sayas versus Jaime Munguia is a good fight.
Yeah, that's a really terrific fight. I would love to see that fight. And then I also like to see him and Luis Arias fight. And who else? Who's that one other fighter that fights at 160? Maybe have a fight with Jason Rosario if he could fight him there. Maybe.
Oh, fucking Jason Rosario. I mean, I like dude, but he might be past it because I watched one of his like YouTube fights in the Dominican Republic. I was like, oh my god, like I don't know, maybe you fighting down to your competition, but he was getting touched up. He didn't look good. I was like, womp womp.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Yeah, that was like the same situation with this like female Dominican fighter that Amanda Serrano fought like twice. I don't know if you know her, but her name is Dahiana Santana. But basically, the first fight, Amanda like went to war with her, but she knocked her out, and she did the same thing in the second fight. But in the second fight, like Santana looked like she just came out of bed and she just looked out of shape, and she just got brutally knocked out in like one round. But I felt bad for her because I was thinking like, that the fight itself shouldn't have just been, like a thing, to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about that specific setup, but it'd be happening like that sometimes. But motherfuckers got to get sacrificed to keep the people you want to build up busy. Everybody gets paid, but there's no excuse for people openly not wanting to fight title shots. This is what you box for, and it's making the sport boring. And the more people who defend this nonsense, I don't. That's why I can't stand people who will defend some shit like this and then complain about how none of the big fights are getting made. What the fuck you care about it for? You don't care about big fights. You want to see some more of this bullshit. So, like I said, I hope Virgil Ortiz Jr. is okay, and Jaime Munguia can fuck off. I don't care what Jaime Munguia does with his fucking life. In fact, like Jaime Munguia, I put him in the same category as Ryan Garcia. Nigga, if you are tired of boxing, stop fucking boxing. Okay, if you want to just beat up bums, you can get on Street Beefs, and they got like 2 million subscribers. Go box for them niggas, because you're taking up space here, bro. And if you want to keep boxing, just get out of the rankings. Like Ryan Garcia is like number 2 behind Vasily Lomachenko for Devin Haney's belt. If you're not ever gonna fight the holder of the belt, just fuck off and give up your spot. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I just wish Ryan just quit boxing instead of just making himself look like a fool. Because, like, think about it. If a Ryan Garcia wasn't all this type of overhyped piece of shit, dog shit fighter, and let's just say he was like a really super dedicated fighter, Ryan Garcia could definitely make a lot of noise. But it's just like he's the one at fault throwing his entire career away. So,
well, he's soft. Like, he got hit one time and started to rethink everything. I'm like, what you gonna do when you get in there and get your ass whooped? You gonna fucking blow your head off if someone comes in there and stops you? I mean, it's fucking boxing. Jesus Christ, it's like we never had any of these problems in any era except for the Canelo era, allowed ducking and stuff. Yeah, Canelo came in and validated all these excuses. Like, why do you think all of a sudden Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s little bitty ass is like, oh, you just want a payday to fight me? I'm like, nigga. Like, what's your highest purse? Because Ryan Garcia's highest purse, they talk about he's some fucking draw. Ryan Garcia's highest purse like $250,000. So what the fuck Virgil Ortiz Jr. been getting? Like, bro, shut the fuck up with this payday bullshit. Like, you're a title contender now, barely fresh out the prospect stage, and you ain't trying to fight Nan Champion and damn near put yourself in the fucking morgue over McKinson. Some straight bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't trying to hear that bullshit. Like I said, these dudes just like watching their favorite fighters just wash everybody, and that shit sucks. That's just boring as fuck. Like no one ever told Wilder to go fight fucking garbage. Like no one told him to go fight trash. He fought Stavern to get a belt. He fought Luis Ortiz because the bitch said he was ducking. Then he was calling out AJ and fucking Fury.
Yes,
top
sir.
People. Yeah, exactly, Real Cheese. You're talking about all these guys want to pay. I'm like, bro, that's duck talk. That's duck talk. Yeah, that means I'm worried about getting my ass whooped. So I'm gonna go fight this person that nobody's ever fucking heard of. Ain't no man. All these people trying to justify fucking McKinson, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, also Wilder and Fury could have fought each other for undisputed theoretically back in 2015 after Fury had beat, Klitschko. But,
yeah, they was trying. They was trying to get Wilder to fight, but Fury wasn't gonna fight no fucking Deontay Wilder. Well,
a 2015 Tyson Fury would have been lost to Wilder.
Yeah, the younger, leaner Wilder. Yeah, I think he probably would have beat Fury on some.
Yeah, because Wilder at that time frame, he was like in his late 20s.
Yeah, he was throwing lots of punches. He was more active with the jab. He just had a lot of other tools that he stopped using because he just kept sleeping dudes. He just kept laying dudes the fuck down. So it was like, oh, okay, I don't really need to box. I just need to land his right hand on him. But yeah, nah, that's
Yeah. Yeah, that's why that I still say Deontay Wilder is it's still the best heavyweight ever. So,
well, I'm not gonna go that far, but he is definitely solid and has definitely been done wrong by the sport.
yeah,
And the sport does not deserve fucking Deontay Wilder because you guys are assholes while he was here. So good luck with all your fucking heavyweight matches going 12 or some fucking DAZN bums sweating on each other.
Yeah.
That's some
Fuck
shit.
that
PBC,
shit.
yeah, PBC is carrying boxing, bro. They don't want to admit it, but look at the fucking DAZN cards. They got literally the zone looks like they're fucking having World War II again. It's Germany versus Italy and Italy versus Greece and all that weak shit. Like nobody wants to see that shit. I put up the DAZN schedule.
Got too many Eurobum fight cards.
Motherfuckers didn't even know who these people were, bro. And the
Sandy,
thing is,
Sandy Ryan gets her ass whipped by Erica Farias.
yeah, and the thing is, they like to call us and ignorant Americans because we're only focused. Even though it's not true, we are focused on international boxing. But the thing is, we got to look at the numbers these people do, even in their home country. They're not even like super popular in their own shit.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody watching fucking salami versus pastrami. Like nobody gives a fuck about any of that.
Oh yeah.
Nobody fucking cares, bro. Like niggas, like bro.
Yeah.
Ain't, yeah, ain't nobody trying to see no salami versus pastrami versus fucking mozzarella. Like ain't nobody see that shit. Yeah, with PBC, we got multiple title opportunities. People actually taking their title shots. The motherfuckers actually mandating some shit. Like it's weird how like over there, motherfuckers get mandated. Like Ray Vargas and Maxio was mandated quick. Janabek and Andre was mandated quick. Like a lot of shit get mandated quick, but when it comes to fucking Munguia and all these other motherfuckers, all of a sudden getting a mandatory shot in there is a bitch. Like why didn't they already mandate Munguia and Charlo? Why didn't they already mandate Munguia and fucking Andre? Like the W. That's how I know the WBO is in on this bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I like to sit here and chat, but I gotta get going for work tomorrow.
All right, for sure. Yeah, have a good one. And these two motherfuckers on smoke break. What the fuck? They just been sitting there this entire time.
All right. Thank you very much, Art Man, and I will chat with you later. And same with you, DF.
All right, have a good one, bro.
Peace out, my brother.
Yeah, see you. Hey, are y'all asleep? That's why Canelo ain't want to do that PBC deal because he's trying to get some tough fights. And the thing is, these aren't even fights that Canelo is guaranteed to lose. It's just they're difficult. The opponents, they punch hard. They do a lot of, they can potentially do a lot of damage. Like it's just, I don't understand. Like these aren't fights that he's guaranteed to lose. It's just that the winner isn't certain. And that's what I don't like about Canelo's fans. They only want him in fights where he's guaranteed to win. But then they'll say, oh, he's guaranteed to beat everybody, so it doesn't matter. I'm like, okay, so he should fight the least common denominator? Like, what the fuck? Like, why should he fight the least common denominator? Like, that's weak as fuck. Anyways. We're sitting over here on mute. I don't have the link. I can't maybe I could drop it from inside here. Let me see. You can try that, see if that works. But even then, our man would have to approve you. Like I can't just let you in. I don't have like backdoor access. He would have to approve you anyway. So good luck if he's even awake. I'm no longer in California. I moved to the East Coast, but California is incredibly expensive. It's far too expensive for what you get. Living in the quality parts of like you can find some small deals like if you like a studio apartment in Pasadena you can get for like $1,300 to $1,500, but again even that's too much. So if you don't have a solid job lined up or you're not in a position where you're making a decent amount per month, it gets kind of difficult. Not to mention with inflation, taxes, gas prices, if you have to commute, like if you're making a lot of bread working from home, California can work. But if you're in a position where you got to commute to a fucking office all the time and pay your living expenses plus transportation and even just having fun over there, it's nuts. So you gotta if you're a single person, you gotta come in making 65 to 70,000 to live like a decent sort of life. You know, I on money time, I wish I could, but Art Man's the one that controls it. I can't allow anyone in because I don't like I don't run the show, so he would have to let you in. I can just give you the link. That's pretty much it. It'd be hookers over there. I mean, is in that kind of environment. I mean, every girl's kind of a hooker in their own way if you think about it. Like, 'cause girls are always fucking for some reason. Like when I was in high school, you could get pussy if you just had a car. So like, you know, girls know they can get different things via sex. So, but yeah, I mean, OnlyFans is a good way to make money if you got the body and you can swing it. But it's hard, and that's why a lot of people are coming out with OnlyFans now because it's difficult. And in a minute, this country is making it difficult for you to even be alone, like to be functionally single financially. So I think poor people are going to start having to make communal living agreements and purchase land in mass to actually save themselves. But it's difficult to get poor people to cooperate because poor people, unfortunately, they either have a lot of psychological trauma, limited exposure, access to education and resources, which is why they don't know certain things, or they're just outright dumb. So it's hard. But if poor people were smarter, they would amalgamate their resources, buy land in mass, and live communally. That way they could all save money, start businesses, and actually build some all together. But America is one of the only nations that's actually built and entrenched upon racism to the point where racism and white supremacy is almost ingrained in individuals who even think they're not racist. Like people that claim they're not racist could be acting agents of white supremacy, and we don't really, and they don't really even know it. It's almost like having a splinter cell or a sleeper cell, I should say, not splinter cell, that's the video game, but a sleeper cell. Like, you know how in like the Manchurian Candidate, you say like one code word and all of a sudden all their memories come back. That's kind of like what racism and white supremacy is in this country. People who believe their whole lives are not racist are actually functional fucking racists. So, but yeah, man, it's hard. It's hard everywhere, but in California, definitely. I mean, my family's still there, so I'm gonna go back at some point. I don't know to live. It depends on how much money I'm making, but if I can get my mom out here, I'll be straight. But if my mom is still in California, then I gotta go back because they say home is where your mother lives. I didn't invent the phrase. That's just what it is. I swear, I don't know how these two motherfuckers just check straight out the conversation. They call the white person an American, but the blacks, they call them Moyos or something. I don't know what a Moyo is. I don't know what that is. Yeah. But yeah, that's a common criticism. They say that white people don't really have to hyphenate, how they just get to be Americans and everyone else is African American, Asian American, et cetera, and they got Caucasian American, but that's how it is, bro. It's a horrific top down system, and and this whole inflation thing is not real. It's just companies taking advantage of the situation because the government is stimulating the economy with millions of dollars. It's not a real situation because inflation comes from two places. Inflation comes from cost push, which means that the costs of raw materials and goods to facilitate a product or service have become too expensive, so where they need to increase the price to maintain budget solvency. And then there's demand pull, which means that the demand of something has override the supply, and it's become limited in the supply, so they need to charge more for it to maximize the profit. Neither one of those two things have happened. Products aren't limited because COVID restrictions came off of factories before everyone else. So this is just people taking advantage. Like companies run detailed analysis on how much money or on the economic conditions of the world. So they know people in this country are not spending as much money on gas, entertainment, etc., and have a stockpile of money they've been saving up, not doing shit. And they want to take advantage of that surplus. They know you haven't been paying for gas. They know you haven't been going to the movies. They know you haven't been going to concerts and spending money on all the stupid shit you usually spend. And they want to get those thousands of dollars. Do you blame the United States for the situation in Ukraine? No, I don't blame the United States. There's nothing the United States could have done. I mean, Ukraine didn't even get its own identity definitively until the end of the Soviet Union. That has nothing to do with the United States. That's goofy. Look at all the cities nowadays. They are pushing out the minority. Yeah, and that's part of that's part of what I studied in graduate school, public policy and administration. Because city councils at the local level know it's much easier to simply gentrify the poverty out and replace them with wealthier people than it is to actually solve the problem of poverty. And also, it benefits a city to have poverty because it allows for a nonprofit industrial system, which a lot of politicians use that to execute pork barrel politics, put their people in position, give their family members high-paying jobs, and also just get a lot of federal money and give people high salaries and effectively legally launder it through nonprofit organizations. Because any asshole can start a nonprofit, get a government grant, and effectively live a good life for doing absolutely nothing. I've known multiple people to do that. So it's not that hard. So having a little bit of poverty is incredibly beneficial for politics. You have an issue to run on. You can get lots of federal grant money you can give to your friends and family for some juice, and you have a lot of political power. And you look like you're actively trying to solve poverty while not actively trying to solve poverty. So it's a good system. Don't Russia and America have the same type of military power? Not really. America spends far more money on its military, and our economy is much more diverse, so we're far superior militarily. The only thing where we're about the same is nukes, but our quality of nukes is probably better, if I had to make a definitive assessment. But we spend more than the next, 10 countries combined on our military grade weapons. So no, and even if we were remotely equal, our training methodologies are far superior. Russia they don't think like we do. World War III? No, World War III is not going to happen. It's not worth it. These assholes at the top, they don't build themselves up for 20 years just to blow up the entire world over some shit like Ukraine. I'm sorry, but I understand if you have family in the Ukraine or you're Ukrainian, but Ukraine is not strategically important enough to blow the fucking world up over. Come on, bro. Do you consider the Mexicans born here in America just American or Mexican American? That's actually not for me to say. If you're legally born in the United States, you are an American citizen, based on, I believe it's the 14th Amendment. But a lot of them like to flip-flop. So when it comes to dealing with things like racism, they like to emphasize their Americanness so they can have some shielding from white folks. When it comes to sports, or when it comes to, a minority situation where they might be getting political goods, then they like to affiliate as Mexican and third world and downtrodden and all that. So they like to switch. But that's not for me to say. Every individual gets to pick their own identity. That's the benefit of having a personal identity. So that's not up to me. They get to decide if they want to be American. They get to decide if they want to be Mexican. They get to decide if they want to be the best or worst combination of both. So that's completely up to them. I hate how Top Rank and all the PBC, they make weaker Mexican flag fans that sell more. Well, I don't think that anybody makes them wear those things. I think they foolishly try to appeal to Mexican fans to show solidarity, and they don't understand that Mexican fans have pretty much already made up their mind on who they're going to support. And no amount of solidarity does that. And Top Rank and De La Hoya were the ones that started the Mexico versus black people beef with the De La Hoya Mayweather situation. And they were the ones that, and Mexicans have animosity when it comes to competition toward every other group, including other Latin American groups. But that whole Mexican versus the world, the Mexican versus black people, that was a Top Rank fucking machine. And the reason why modern Canelo fans don't know that is because, again, a lot of them are just kids. A lot of them are under the age of 18 and didn't really get into boxing until Mayweather retired. Because until Mayweather retired, they couldn't confidently pick any of their fighters against him. So they just didn't watch boxing until Mayweather was gone. The reason why we talk so much shit is because we're not them. We're still watching boxing even though Canelo is here. We're not sitting back praying on his downfall. We're sitting back simply praying that he puts himself in a situation where we don't know that he's going to wash the person. That's all we're saying. People are like, oh, you just want Canelo to lose. I've seen the nigga lose twice. I'm straight. I've seen him lose twice already. I don't give a fuck if he wins or loses. I just want him in a situation where I'm not sure if he's going to win. That's it. That's all I'm saying. And unfortunately, the only way to beat Canelo Alvarez is to sleep him. So you got to put him in there with someone who could probably sleep his ass. And I think that I pick Canelo to beat Jamal Charlo, but I think Jamal Charlo is capable of sleeping him. Benavidez and Canelo probably goes the distance, but you know, who knows? Maybe he could stop him. David Morrell Jr. versus Canelo, I pick David Morrell. If David Morrell, if he goes in there knowing he has to get the stoppage, I think he could probably pull it off. But we'll never know. We will never know. It's a rather unfortunate state of fucking boxing. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna say it's because they have no brain cells. I think it's just because this is something that they've been taught by their parents. It's something that they've been taught to do by their parents, and they show a very extreme version of ethnic solidarity, and they don't understand. They don't understand how they can show solidarity for their own people without insulting other people. They've never been taught that. Yeah, I agree. I think Morrell would get on Canelo ass. Yeah, I think he beats Benavidez too. Well, you know, yeah, you know, they say, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if Canelo fights Bivol, if that happens, I'm going to give him credit for the Bivol fight because Bivol is one of the 5 people I actually wanted to see him fight. So I'm cool with that. But as far as I'm concerned, this nigga lost to Mayweather. He beat up Triple G once, and we got Bivol. That's pretty much it. Like, I'm not the type of person to put a lot of weight on belts. It depends who you're fighting. For example, like people like to talk about that championship shit. Bermain Stavern was a champion. Does Wilder get any credit for beating Stavern? No, he doesn't. Charles Martin was a fucking champion. Does AJ get any credit for beating Charles Martin? No, he doesn't. So I can't stand when people hit me with that, oh, he's a champion, though. It's like, okay, well, are all champions created equal? Because other people have fought champions that y'all have shit on. Like fucking Callum Smith, not known for anything. Rocky Fielding, not known for anything. Saunders, not really known for anything. Was the best one Lemieux? Fucking get out of here. Plant, definitely not known for anything. That nigga, like, what? I mean, some niggas picked him to win because of his boxing ability, because he did a little Philly shell, but man, fuck that. You think we're ready for Canelo? I think a bunch of people are ready for Canelo. Benavidez is ready for Canelo. It's not about being fucking ready. It's about when you fight the nigga. Like, Canelo is one of those fighters that's so dynamic that you're not going to be in a position to fight somebody like him to get you ready. It's just one of those things where you just got to go in there and see what's good. Like people like Lomachenko, Devin Haney, Tank, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Canelo, there's no fucking sparring you could do to prepare yourself. People that are a little bit more textbook, like Triple G, yeah, you could spar Deverenchenko or you could fight Deverenchenko, get a pretty good idea of what you need to do against Triple G, except you need to, like, you know, Triple G pack more punch than Deverenchenko. So, you know, when you fight Deverenchenko, you pretty much know what you're getting. Whereas other people like a David Morrell, who would you fight to get ready for David Morrell? Who the fuck would you fight? Who fights like that? Who fights like that? Nobody. Like, nobody fights like Canelo. You know? Yeah, David Morrell Jr. can box. He boxes very well. When I see Plant talking during the fight, you thought it was a fix. I don't know if it was a fix quite yet, but it smelled like booty. I'm going to say that. It smelled like straight booty. It for sure smelled like booty. I mean, it could be both. It could be both. I didn't think Plant was that guy because he doesn't pack enough punch, and he hadn't really fought any damn body. You know, but stylistically, But honestly, stylistically, even if he won, he was going to lose. Y'all saw the scorecards. Even if he won that fight, he was going to fucking lose. So it didn't really matter to me. I picked Canelo to win by decision, but he knocked his ass out. So it is what it is. You said plant soft. Yeah, and I find it funny how like the Benavidez situation. I said off top, I'm like, if Plant get in there and he do any kind of work on Benavidez, I'm calling bullshit on the whole fucking Canelo fight. Because if you like that against Canelo, doing your little, getting little punches in here or there, Benavidez is giant. He hits hard. He has faster hands than Canelo. If you get in there and do any kind of damage, fuck that entire fight. Fuck the entire. I'm throwing if Plant get in there and do anything with Benavidez aside from get his ass whooped, I'm throwing the entire Plant versus Canelo fight in the garbage. And I'll agree with you. I'll say that shit was straight fixed. But until that point, we just gotta see. We gotta see. We gotta kick back, relax. This nigga's fighting Lemieux. I don't know what the fuck Plant's doing in the meantime. He over there fucking Jordan all across Europe. I don't know what they traveling. He haven't even touched the gym. He hasn't even looked at the gym since that bag drop. He been like, fuck, I'm on vacation. I mean, he chose Plant over Benavidez because Plant had the belt. But even if it's not like Canelo hasn't stopped cleaning out a division because one guy had a belt before. He did the same shit at 160. He was cleaning out motherfuckers, and then he was like, I'm straight on that last one. He would have just did the same in 168, clean out motherfuckers. I'm straight on that last one. So it's not like history wouldn't be repeating itself in this situation. Yeah, so it is what it is. Look at me. They're lucky I ain't got that much to do. This fucking free content I'm putting out. These motherfuckers sleep. Both of these motherfuckers smoke a little bit of weed and go to bed. One thing I don't understand, like, how you smoke so much weed and then you still fall asleep? There ain't no tolerance after a while. I mean, I'm not like, I haven't smoked weed in quite a while because I don't like paying for shit. But I'm just like, damn, ain't no tolerance after a while. But yeah, and then they're talking about this fucking Lomachenko. Be fucked up because Lomachenko apparently has to be able to get out of Ukraine. My thing is, how the fuck you going to abandon your country in the middle of open warfare to go fight a boxing match? What's the point of you even going back to fight just for a photo op? Like, now I don't even believe the nigga was really fighting. I really don't. Because so now he could just leave in the middle of combat and come back to fight a fight because he signed a contract online. Man, fuck that shit. Nah, David Morrell Jr. is not Laura. Nah, Laura is more of a pure boxer type fighter, whereas David Morrell Jr. is more defensively responsible, gets his head off the line, very aggressive, works well on the inside. Nah, I think Morrell Jr. is more dangerous than Laura. No, that's clear differences. It's just like when motherfuckers like compare Haney to Mayweather, like they're not the same, bro. Like Mayweather at 135 was ruining people's fucking lives. Haney is his own guy, just like David Morrell Jr. is his own guy. Yeah, this Lomachenko shit stupid. I saw someone on Twitter right now, they talking about, he got to work on his security details. Like, nigga, aren't you part of the fucking military? Why the fuck do you need security? You're part of the fucking defense forces to go to the Ukraine border. See how this shit sounds stupid? You're part of the defense forces, but you need personal security to get your ass to the Ukraine border to evac yourself. Again, why the fuck did you even leave the safety of Greece just to bitch out again? Nah, I mean, he is, bro. Kambosos never wanted to fight Haney, just like Lomachenko never wanted to fight Haney, just like Ryan Garcia never wanted to fight Haney. Fortuna never wanted to fight Haney. Fucking Teofimo never wanted to fight Haney. Jojo didn't want to fight Haney, except we pressured that ass. A couple of boxers that be on their toes. Chris Colbert, he's on his toes a lot until he's on his ass. That shit didn't help. Valdez was on his toes a lot against Burchell because he had no choice because Burchell would have put the wood to his ass. Morrell Jr.'s on his toes a lot. Frank Sanchez does a lot of is on his toes often. Yeah, Frank Sanchez be doing that. Shit, who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? Terrence Crawford's on his toes a lot. Terrence Crawford, Usyk, Bivol, they're on the toes a lot. Did that Errol Spence latest tweet? Was he talking about Virgil saying show the paperwork? Yeah, because Bernard Hopkins worked for Golden Boy. Yeah. He showing up was he was on fucking Bernard helmet. He was like, okay, it's funny because he called him Bernard. He's like, okay, Bernard, show us the paperwork, nigga. He showing up was. Oh shit. We got to keep pressuring these dudes. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, even if they fight or not, I'm gonna keep the pressure out there because I'm tired of people covering up just because they think they're gonna get a fucking job or some shit. Like all these fighters, like all the people on Twitter sucking all this dick. I'm like, you're not getting anything in return. You're not making any money. You're not getting a fucking shout out. You get a few likes and some retweets, and motherfuckers think they made it. Like, no, you're still gonna clock into your regular ass job every fucking day and get nothing. Is being on your toes tiring? Yeah, shit, it's incredibly tiring. Like I've sparred a little in boxing, and even like me being a younger kid when I was in street fights, you had to be on your toes, and that's just tiring, especially if you're fighting somebody bigger. Because the worst part of being in a street fight is that the bigger person will try to lean on you and tackle you, so you got to be on your toes, and it's incredibly tiring, and it's definitely exercise and cardio because not only does it tire you out your cardiovascular system, but it also tires out your calves because being on your toes, you got to be on your calves a lot. Yeah, man, no, fuck them, dude. They all talk all kinds of egregious shit about Spence. Spence can roast whoever he wants to. I don't give a fuck. Like they always roast Spence. It's funny because what I find hilarious is that you talk all this shit about Spence, calling him a drunk, making fun of his lifestyle, but he's over here unifying a whole division, being shit about to fight for a 3-belt unification. If he accomplished everything he accomplished while drinking and being unfocused, that just makes him look like a beast. Imagine if he actually was focused, quote unquote, since he's not focused right now. He would be destroying you dudes, and you guys wouldn't even fight him. So y'all are honestly lucky that you're getting according to the haters, you're getting a half-assed Errol Spence. He's like, oh, Bud Crawford, he stay in the gym. Okay, yeah, and then he gets like green beans, get some work off on him. So maybe he should start drinking too. Because Danny Garcia didn't do shit with Spence, and they were all better than fucking green beans or whatever. Because they was asking about him and Boots. No, that's the thing. They weren't even asking about him and Boots. They were asking about him and David Avanesian because he was ordered. The WBC mandated a title eliminator for Spence's belt, and he turned it down. But now he's calling out Spence. The original reason is because he had a January 22nd date booked with McKinson, but you notice he didn't even fight January 22nd. So it's like, what's the point? So basically, all that tells me is that he never planned to fight Avanesian because I guess maybe it was too dangerous to fight for Spence. But it's a title eliminator for Spence's belt, so why wouldn't you fight Avanesian? Especially because this fight with McKinson for the WBO isn't even a title eliminator. So it's just a lot. He's full of shit, bro. Their camp is ducking, and they're risking their fighter's life over nothing. It's terrible. So like I said, if he's not going to fight a champion his next fight, he needs to get out the division and move and get out the way. It's honestly irritating. It's irritating to even go through this shit. Yeah, man. Like ain't nobody trying to see ain't nobody trying to see this dude slaughter nobody. Like if you're not fighting the bigger prospects like Conor Benn or fucking what's the name? Boots, if you're not fighting the champs, If you're not fighting Stanionis, Butayev, winner, like, just get the fuck out of here, man. Do I think David Benavidez and David Morrell are the only Latinos that show love to black people channels? Well, David Morrell is Cuban, so he's basically kind of black, so that makes sense on his end. Nah. Well, shit. Actually, now that I think about it, fuck. Shit, maybe I don't know. Because black people be defending them, but then again, black people defend Laura and defended Ugas, and them niggas ain't come out not once. So probably. Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Oh my God! Now Coppinger is fucking on Twitter talking about Cambosis is undisputed. Blah blah blah. It's not undisputed if everybody and their mama is disputing the shit. Okay. Absolutely, the entire boxing world is disputing the fuck out of it, so it's not fucking undisputed. No, I put that weak shit out there. No, Virgil Ortiz Jr. released a statement. He's like, camp was. He said, I'm sorry and disappointed to not be fighting this Saturday. Camp was great. I was doing very good in sparring and training in general, but for the last 2 weeks, I didn't feel like myself. I just felt like my body was deteriorating, and I didn't know why, and it was frustrating. Being the fighter that I am, I tried toughing it out, but when it's your own body fighting against you, there's little you can do. Luckily, my dad was able to tell I wasn't right and took me to the doctor. We ran some tests, and the doctor concluded that I had red. I don't want to fuck this up. Rhabdomyolysis. You could go to Google pronunciation for that. I'm not a doctor. And then I was hospitalized yesterday and had to stay overnight. It could have been a lot worse, and I'm thankful that we caught it on time. I am very sorry if I let you guys down. Believe me, if there was a hair of a chance of me fighting, I would be. All right. That was Bertolucci Jr. official statement. Like when Tio said it, everyone started calling him saying this racial. Well, Tio's a fucking asshole because he says nigga. Like, I don't care what your perspective on that word is. You're not supposed to be saying all of that. And like he said, that's Devin Haney and shit. So that's why people think it's stupid ass is racist. Yeah, but rather unfortunate set of circumstances for fucking Virgil Ortiz Jr. And like I said, all over fucking bum. All over a goddamn bum. I mean, nah, I'm not gonna say he's a bum. We don't know if the motherfucker was a bum, but however, definitely not a notable. Definitely not a notable. Yeah, I don't know how New York niggas be letting these fucking Puerto Ricans and other weird wannabe black Latinos get away with that shit. I mean, in LA, I'm sure they say it, but not while we're around because we check that shit. I mean, people can have individual anecdotes, but I've heard that there's a whole section in Puerto Rico where not Puerto Rico, but in New York where Puerto Ricans are widespread saying that shit. So it's rather unfortunate, but that's the thing. Black people are being pushed out of every major city, so we have no how do you say it's late. It's early in the morning. I'm blanking on the words. There's no concentration of black folks. The concentration of black folks aren't big enough. It's because Chicago and Texas got a different mindset than Cali. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm not gonna shit on Chicago or Texas or whatever, but Yeah, maybe our mindsets are different. But I'm not the type of dude to like get mad if someone like takes a shit on fucking California or something. Like I'm not one of them niggas that'll go fight over some land that I don't own. I mean, my family owns some houses in California, but again, you could take a shit on California. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, that's where I'm from, dog. You better not shit on them. I'm like, I don't have time for that bullshit. I'm an adult. Racist shit, war shit. I don't know what they got over there. I mean, California. I mean, everywhere is racist to black people. Let's get that out the way. But you know, California is a it's closeted racism. It's racism with a smile. You know, because it's covered in wealth and some gentrification. People assume that the racism just isn't there anymore, and it is. It's just not as boisterous. It's not like, hey nigger. It's more like, we're not hiring, and you know, we don't want you to sit over here. Hmm. Shit. Shit. Well, shit. If there are no other further questions for me, I'm gonna probably check out because these two motherfuckers over here clearly got high and went to bed, which is just again, I don't know how you don't have no weed tolerance at this stage in your weed smoking career, but what do I know? What do I know? No, when Hispanics say the N word, that's not cool. I don't like it. Well, hey, if you're used to them saying it, then you do you. I'm not gonna criticize you for that. Any good Netflix shows? Yes, you should watch Ozark if you already haven't. If you haven't watched The Walking Dead from beginning to end, I recommend that. Even though it's I think it's kind of interesting. Shit. If you Fear the Walking Dead is okay. It's kind of stupid from the beginning, but then it slowly gets better once niggas start dying. But I don't know if that's on fucking Netflix or not. I don't fucking know. Like I said, Ozark is dope. Breaking Bad is always good if you've never seen Breaking Bad. It's like a white people version of The Wire, which is pretty solid. So, definitely watch those. Definitely tune in and see if you can go ahead and get those. Yeah, Netflix really, all of Dave Chappelle stuff is good, but they really overplayed their hand just doing all these original fucking series because it just doesn't even be that good. They'd be like, whatever. Yep, me too. You have a good one, Jared Smith. All right. Later, Art Man, Remy Bucks, when y'all wake up and y'all in the fucking, well, Art Man in the fucking stream. All right. Well, y'all have a good one, chat. I'm out.